The football talk show that holds back nothing on opinions.
Straight shooting LJA.
Hi, I'm John Sitton.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
G-Man.
Samira Swanee of Motivate Sports and Fitness.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan.
We the people, for the people. Jazzy Fizzle.
Your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Each and every Monday night of your lives.
At youtube.com/pitch talk.
For podcast links and information, check out our official website www.pitch-talk.com. Your Monday night footballing fix, Pitch Talk, is brought to you by and in association with.
Facilities are provided for your Monday night footballing fix by In Situ. Create, engage and inspire by visiting insitu.co.
Simply exclusive entertainment. If you need a party or rave film, go to sxemedia.com for more information.
Apparently Rich. Simple yet effective web solutions to help get your company off the ground. Visit apparentlyrich.com for more information. And LJA Productions, the new blood in digital video. If you need a video filmed and or edited, check out ljaproductions.co.uk. LJA Productions, the new blood in digital video, offering video production services such as video editing, video encoding for the web including YouTube and Vimeo, audio recording, filming of interviews, promos, live events, and much more. Get in touch at www.ljaproductions.co.uk or twitter.com/LJA Productions and let the new blood in digital video promote you. Pitch Talk is brought to you by and in association with
The one-stop shop for all your coaching needs, Motivate Sports and Fitness. Check out motivatesportsandfitness.com for more information.
The new football culture magazine, Thin White Line. Check out thinwhitelinemagazine.com for more information.
Storm FM with new hot releases played daily. Feel the boom at stormfm.net.
Two girls with their Bonnie Scotty trying to cover as much women's football as they can. Girls on the Ball. Check out girlsontheball.com for more information.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan.
Dave McLaughlin.
I'm Rob Lusher.
Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wiwick, I'm CEO of 14.
Former chairman of Ibis FC.
Chairman of Alexandra Park FC.
And you're listening to
Pitch Talk.
The only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Make sure you join the revolution, the football revolution.
Hi, I'm John Sitton here with Gavin, Liam and Joe on Pitch Talk.
The football talk show that holds back nothing on opinions.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez. Christian Carambeu.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan.
Samira Swanee, co-founder and co-director of Motivate Sports and Fitness.
And you're listening to Pitch Talk.
The only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
You never know. You won't see it coming, but I promise you'll know. Cause it's Pitch Talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, straight shooting LJ, the G-Man and Jesse Fizzle on this deadline day. Proudly bring to you the football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions, because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep. And the pitch is where we talk.
It is Monday night. Yes, it is. It is Monday night. And the American dream is back in the house, baby. Because we about to get seasoned with your Monday Night Football and Fix, baby. It's all about it. It's all about it, baby. But.
We brought it.
Exactly on this deadline day, baby. This deadline day, there's a lot of moving and shaking going on. We got a lot of deals to go through from
And
the
some
past
shaking and
week.
bacon.
Shaking, bake, shaking back, baby. You want to talk about hard times? Hard times. It's clubs not being able to afford players on deadline day, or deadline day deals collapsing at the 11th hour, baby. That's hard times, daddy. Thank you, Dusty. We'll see you soon. But the fact of the matter is, we are live in this deadline day tonight. But that's not the only thing that we're going to be talking about, is deadline day deals, because that would make us like everyone else. And your Monday Night Football Fix strives to be different. So, it's one of them ones. But you know what? www.pitch-talk.com is how you could join the footballing revolution. That is our official website, www.pitch-talk.com. So you can find everything. Also, facebook.com/pitchtalk. Become a fan, become a friend, become a member of the group, join the footballing revolution. We are working so hard to create. myspace.com/pitchtalk, pitchtalk.blogspot.com or .co.uk will get you to the blogs, including the G-Man's blog about his last match, his most recent match at the Emirates. You say last match like it was final. And that's final! Sorry, obligatory, but your first, well, actually, second OWR right there. But you can get that one, you're good. I've been watching Raws and Smackdowns from 2000, so that's final. But. Facebook.com/pitchtalk, pitchtalk.blogspot.com or .co.uk will get you to see the blogs for Jesse Fizzle, the G-Man, and yours truly, Straight Shooting LJ, as well as blogs. As well as blogs, baby.
Got a black.
As well as blogs by
SSLJH, la black. Está la black.
Yeah, it's terrible. But you know what? In other words, you can see blogs from Big TAK, Thomas Hewitt, Russ Vernon, and many, many more, including Dave Meir, aka at Mearcy.
Make sure you read them blacks.
It was terrible. It's not Irish.
No, it's not.
Irish.
No, it's not.
It's just pikey. It's what that was. You know, that's what you gave me a snatch flashback right there. That sounds quite wrong. A flashback of the movie Snatch.
I'm just saying, we can throw them T's up. Because I know Big T's going to have a field day with that.
I have a field day on that one, definitely. I mean, it's one of them ones where...
Oh, no,
also,
I've got to go back to this.
Yeah, I might swing by there myself. The cycle on the way home past Loftus Road and see if anyone's still there. But it's one of those. Twitter.com/pitchtalk or at pitchtalk on Twitter. Tweet with us, follow us, see what we're up to. Also, youtube.com/pitchtalk for all the videos, including the Pitch Talk Meet series, the Pitch Talk on the Road series, and much, much more. You know, also, of course, Pitch Talk 1 on Skype. Skype us. We have a few Skypers on the line with us tonight. Also, 0753-5804-466 is the mobile number. Call us, text us, let us know your views today. So it's all good. We're on Google Plus as well as Pitch Talk Live. So you know what? That guy looks like he's gonna bang up Harry in his face. Look at you. He's eyeballing him. Are you eyeballing me, boy? Look at him. He looks like he's gonna bang him.
I do have to say, he does look a bit vexated.
The vexation is real and it is tangible. That was he's looking like he's gonna bang someone up. But Jesse, G-Man, I'd like to ask you, how's your week and weekend been?
No, you know what? The week and weekend. Oh, legend! Absolute legend.
There is a dude at Loftus Road in a yellow onesie.
No, that's not a onesie, man. That's one of them.
Nah, that's a onesie.
That's not a
like the guy we saw. Oh, not the FA. No, it wasn't this year's FA Cup final. It was the FA Cup final the year before. The guy in the guy. There was the guy in the blue onesie in the station at the 2013 Capital One Cup final with Bradford and Swansea.
No, but it's not a onesie.
And then there was the guy. And then there was the guy in the red onesie at the Liverpool Chelsea FA Cup final.
It's not a
who was on
onesie.
our outtakes material on Pitch Talk at the FA Cup.
Oh, it's one of them like.
Well, it's a chroma key suit. Because
yeah,
but they've got all different colours.
So I'm saying call it a chroma key suit rather than a onesie. Like, stop confusing people. It's not. It's a chroma key suit. You done said it already.
Shut up! I said shut up.
No. How about no? Anyway, going back to my weekend. The weekend was good, man. It was absolutely fantabulous. Fantastic and fabulous for all of you who don't know. You know what? It's my Uncle Mike's birthday tomorrow. So you know what? More life to my Uncle Mike. And it's my Auntie Marva's birthday today. So you know what? More life to my Auntie Marva as well. You know what? I'm glad to be here. I had a 2 weeks hiatus, and I come back. Sky Sports News is on, and oh my goodness, oh my, get it. Oh, the one that's not here right now. But I have to say, it's good to be back. It's good to be back, people. It's we the people, for the people. It's the footballing revolution.
Damn,
we're
it
working.
feels good to be on Pitch Talk.
So hard to create, and we're so glad that all of you are with us here this evening on Transfer Deadline Day. So let's get into it, man. But before we do that, G-Man, tell the people, how was your week and weekend?
People are mocking.
But, don't act like you don't want that. Don't act like you don't want that.
Well, back to Arsenal.
Yeah.
For £4 million on loan? What? You don't have a striker crisis right now.
How many stars?
I don't think we've got a striker
Oh,
crisis,
stop
but
it.
we will say more about that later on. Anyway, my week, it's been pretty good, you know. I've got to say, weekend was alright. Rested. And the week was fairly busy in terms of work and that, but you know, having a nice weekend to rest afterwards.
Yeah.
It's chill.
Yeah. I heard that. It's all good. It's all good in this hood. The straight shooting one. You never told us about your week and weekend, man.
My week and weekend's been alright, actually. The week's been mad busy, and the weekend just working, catching up on football as well. With the live bird upon my chest, I'm very happy at the moment. So it's all good, man. It's all good. But I
was cracking up.
Wait, hold on. It's one of them ones. I told him my baby. That's reminded me to switch my phone off. But yeah, it's been all good. It's been all good.
Why? In case somebody else told you, is that
it was scripted ad-lib. Someone else told me my weekend was good.
Oh, damn.
But it's been all good. Cracking jokes as usual. But you know what? That's quite funny from Mike, actually. That's actually but we've also Jamie Bailey. You are such a wrong, and we know exactly what you're talking about. But Jamie Bailey, how's your week and weekend been?
It's been alright. Not the greatest, but still sort of recovering from carnival.
Wait! Don't tell me you went out. You went out on the Monday.
I did. Got drunk. Couldn't even remember half the people that I saw.
Oh, Christ on a bike. You went out to the carnival washout on Monday, and you're wondering why you're still suffering a week later.
I'm not wondering why I'm suffering this still a week later. I'm just wondering.
No, he knew what he's getting himself into. He braced himself.
All I can say is when I was hearing there was still bare people out, like when carnival was a washout, I was thinking to myself,
I don't know what the hell's going on here.
That's all I'm thinking. it was.
I was one of them.
No, but Mr. Bailey had the links. He had the connections, man.
I hope Jamie, you had the connects to a raincoat.
No, but this is why Jamie's now Mr. Jamie.
Oh my God,
two ladies, baby.
Tombstone's movie. Is The Undertaker in a movie?
Oh, really?
I see Tombstone's movie.
That is so poor.
A walk among the tombstones. That
That is-
sounds like the.
That is so poor.
Sounds like it's tailor made for the Taker. Rest in peace.
That's so poor. Like the WWE actually needed to hire you. That was so poor.
Yannick Wildshot. Glad his name was Wildshot. Compared to what it could have been.
Wired, yeah.
Wildshot. But Jamie, you were saying.
Wired. Yeah. Yeah. Apart from Carnival, it's been alright. We'll be at where am I going to be in a few minutes? I'll be doing my futsal again, and the season starts on Saturday for pretty much everybody. So plus my season starts on Sunday as well. But it's been alright. Just getting ready for the new half of the year, the last half of the year.
Nah, good stuff, man. We've also got Mike Harneman in the house. Mike, you got your mic on?
Indeed, I have.
I was gonna say I'm not talking about the internet guy either.
Nah,
Mike, you got your mic
I
on.
have indeed.
How's it going? How's your week and weekend been?
I hope this gets better. I really do.
Oh, it does. Trust me.
I hope this gets better because these are just absolutely awful.
Yeah, no, week and weekend's been pretty good. Just sort of catching up with some of the transfers now because I was out earlier on, so I haven't been sat here watching them all day like some people have. And
like who?
Yeah.
Like who?
Actually, you know what? There was.
Who are you aiming barbs at?
No, actually, you know what? There was someone. Big shout out to the Post-Match Playmaker group on Facebook. One of the people in it, Johnny Butterman Burnett. I can never remember his surname, but he's a Man United fan, and he actually took the day off work to watch transfer deadline day.
Did what?
He took the day off work for transfer deadline day, and I'm thinking to myself,
Here's
Reggie,
my
you
thing.
need to get your priorities straight.
Here's my thing, right?
I ain't doing that.
I can totally understand.
If
yeah.
you've got paid holiday, then fine, that's fine. But
I totally understand annual leave for like when the new Madden comes out, when the new FIFA comes out, when the new Pro Evo comes out. I totally understand that.
Madden as well.
But I'm like, transfer deadline day. No, fam.
I haven't actually sat in my house properly and watched a transfer deadline day for about 3-4 years. I can't be bothered with it.
No, fam.
Because it's always shows like ours where you can catch up with a lot of what's gone on in the week. And usually there's a lot of crap that goes around. We've got a story on that later, actually, about a lot of fans who were duped, and newspapers, actually, legitimate news outlets, were actually duped into believing one transfer story earlier today. So, oh my God, they can't keep doing this to us.
Oh my
goodness! But Mike, how about Mike? How's your weekend, man?
Yeah, I was just saying the main reason for that is because I know Arsenal ain't going to sign a striker anyway. But yeah, weekend's been pretty good. This week should be good as well because I've got my birthday coming up Thursday, so looking forward to that as well.
Don't worry, we'll do the happy birthday sing song for you next week.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. We've also got Kieran Riley in the house. Kieran, how's your week and weekend been?
Week was pretty boring. Well, pretty horrible because it's the last week before I have to go back to school tomorrow. Very annoying. Weekend was good. Saturday, I was helping give birthday to people in need of it when I was in the lovely area of Rugby in Warwickshire. And then yesterday, I just chilled, went to work, came home, gone to bed. And today, I've done nothing pretty much but watch transfer deadline day at home.
Cool stuff, man. I was going to say, I think my team of the week might be Sky Sports News.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll second that.
I've got a new one.
I'll be like, yeah. Anybody that happens to be in a yellow dress this evening, my team of the week. Yes, sir.
Not a yellow morph suit, by the way.
No.
That's where it goes in. That's a little weird. Well, that was this fun, man. It's fun. So we need to have, man. We need to do the pitch talkettes. The PTS. The PTS. There we go. PTS.
We'll let the G-Man sort it out because everybody knows he's like larger than life in Wales.
There we go. The PTS. I thought that was Fabregas in the rear right.
Oh, stop it.
And here is
Man's
just a bunch of people
super trolling.
But anyway,
I was like, it don't matter that I play for Chelsea. I'm still an Arsenal fan. So
everyone's on this yellow thing. Why is someone holding a potato behind the reporter?
I have no idea.
That is just really stupid. Something just happened to their right, and someone's trying to barge in. Yep, it's getting rowdy. Okay, Okay, some people are getting stupid.
Was that a Lord Bentner shirt?
Crap, I hope so. Yeah. I thought that was Lee Nelson. I swear that's Lee Nelson in the left-hand corner.
Is it?
No, it looks like Lee Nelson. And that's dumb. That is dumb. Man, that's just stupid. What the hell is? See, you know what? See, you know. Before we go and ask the last couple people
how their weeks and weekends
have been. I think we've got Russ Vernon left. But the fact of the matter is, see, this is what annoys me about people these days. People will do anything for their 5 minutes of fame, and it's not even 5 minutes these days. It's about 10 seconds.
Well, you mean including the ice bucket challenge? Yeah?
Don't get me started on the ice bucket BS. That's what I've been called. That's what I've been called it, and I stick with that. It's one of them ones. Getting into a team photo is nothing special. Getting into a team photo...
you can ask Ashley Cole about that.
I was gonna say, being a fan and running on and getting into a team photo is nothing special. Someone did that a decade ago when they're about to kick off in the Champions League final in 04-05. So it's nothing new. It's nothing special.
And apparently it's Jason Bent, the dude that was. Well, I was gonna say photo bombing, but it's a video, so he's
Nelson,
video
gate crash. It's like dude's trying to do his job and report, and everyone's just barging him up, and it's like, come on, man, let the guy do his job.
I was waiting for someone to just jack the mic from him, to be honest. just come in there with a yellow tie and just be like, yeah, this is Sky Sports News.
But anyway. Tom Wood, how's your week and weekend been?
The week was boring, but the weekend was even better.
I hear that. It's one of them ones. We've also got Russ Vernon in the house as well. How's your week and weekend been? Okay, Russ, you there? Okay, cool. All right, we're gonna have to shift on. Ooh, yeah, dug it. But you know what, yeah. Let's mosey on because we're gonna have to come back to a couple of peeps. So you know what? Because it feels so good. Yeah. Because pitch talk every Monday night. You know it's every Monday night. You know it is. Just as we come to the conclusion, baby, of that tune, we gotta get the show seasoned a little bit. We gotta get it seasoned a little bit. So it's time for us to go into a bit of results and analysis.
Oh, it's the Arsenal potato.
Did you just say the Arsenal potato?
Yep, the Arsenal potato.
Do you understand how sad that is?
It's not come from me. I'm just saying.
That is just sad. Mr. Potato Head was funny. This is in relation to the guy. Rod, it is Tony Fernandez. Rod. Dude looks like he's just rocked up from the kebab shop.
Do you understand?
Dude's just rocked up after he's had like a 3-piece meal.
I was gonna say he's still in full uniform.
Bro, you want salad with that? Hello, boss. You want salad with that?
Garlic sauce, yeah.
Look at the dude in the background. Why does he look human?
He's eyeballing him hard.
And why I was gonna say why does most of you watching Sky Sports Deadline Day coverage, it's hilarious. It looks like Kolo Touré in the background.
But is he selling cars though?
And he's all I can say is, yeah, it looks like Kolo Touré in the background. And he's blending in quite well.
That is absolutely terrible.
He's blended in well.
But that guy's still eyeballing Tony Fernandez. Like, proper hard. He's looking at him like, hey, bro, you see when you come off the camera, yeah?
Wait, I'm having that hat. Wait, that hat's mine.
I'll tell you what it is.
Wait, put them cameras in a bag now.
I swear he's trying to take over from Bruno Martin's Hindi, you know. I swear that.
Oh my god. Oh. Anyway, you know what? Let's shift into results and analyses. And oh yeah, we are actually going to hold on. What the hell? I don't know what the hell is going on, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. We'll have to come back. We'll have to come back a second. Yeah. What the hell is that? Did he put in his? Oh my! He just put a purple dildo in his ear. What? No, seriously. No.
That's why security just rocked up.
Yeah, that's why security just rocked up. Hey, wear it. I swear, is that Stoke? That's Liberties. He just poked a purple dildo in the reporter's ear.
That is funny.
No, that's not on. No, bro, that is Liberties. I hope everyone else saw that. If anyone else is watching Sky Sports' Deadline Day coverage, it's like people are doing stupidness. They're doing stupidness just to get mentioned. I swear, if anybody saw that, please tweet us at Pitch Talk or Facebook us, facebook.com/Pitch Talk. We want to know if you saw that as well.
That's funny.
Because that's just wrong. I swear I swear he put a purple dildo, tried to put it into the reporter's ear, and the security was sharpish on it. That is cruel. That is. I would box someone in the face.
He must have thought he was playing Saints Row or something.
I'm just saying. That's terrible.
This ain't a game.
Dildo. Purple. Sugar water purple. Oh my god! But you know what? There's some absolute madness going on. Would you be able to bring up those Capital One Cup results for us? It's a bit mad. Yeah, Mike Kahneman has just confirmed. Yeah, it was a purple dildo. So I was like, I saw it out of the corner of my eye. I thought, what the hell? I mean, what the hell was that? But that's man. That's just absolutely. Yeah, see, everyone's just realizing now that it actually was. Yeah, take a picture and Facebook it to us, and also tweet it to us at Pitch Talk, because that is that'll be on Vine in about 10 minutes time. I could almost guarantee it'd be on Vine in a few minutes time anyway. But that's thrown me completely off, to be honest. We were gonna go into something, and we're gonna go into results analysis, and that's just completely thrown me off. That's just thrown me completely off. Where do you go from that? Where do you go from that? That's all I can say. Where do you go? My lovely, where do you go? Where do you go? Oh.
I'm telling you don't go there.
Where do you go there? You understand? But no, as I said, it was that just threw me off.
That really had
like the potato thing. I was about to have a full scale rant on the whole Arsenal potato thing, which is stupid. Yeah. And then I look to my left and see a purple dildo going into a reporter's ear. You perforate an eardrum if you're not careful. But yeah, that is just that.
Could have perforated it.
Really? Man, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't.
You're gonna perforate his eardrum.
I fear for some people's well-being. I fear for reporters' well-being. So it's one of them ones. Someone's willing to take Tom Clever.
Yeah, apparently Aston Villa won it, and I'm still waiting.
That's funny stuff.
Like
But
eternity.
it's one of them ones. One of them ones. it's actually kind of mad. It's actually kind of mad. I gotta say. It's just somebody's put the dildo incident on Facebook. Dildo incident. It's an incident now, man.
So, where do you want to get started from?
It's a dildo. I never thought I'd say that on a football talk show, that we'd be talking about a purple dildo being put into someone's ear and the potato. Dildo gate. Yeah, I'm not even going down that road. There's a road I could go down. I'm not going to. Down where? No. Oh my god. He's actually he's googling it. He's googling it right now.
Purple.
I've heard of Purple Monkey dishwasher, but still. No. I'm still in awe of that. Trying to shove a purple dildo into someone's ear is just.
Shall we go to?
I have no words for this.
Shall we go to Monday, the 25th of August?
You sound distressed.
Oh, let's go to Tuesday.
That sounds mega distressed.
Alright, let's
You need cancelling.
Oh, stop. Because I know a place. It's just across the way.
I know I found a place where we can laugh at Man United. We're gonna come back to that.
So we're going to Tuesday.
Well, let's go to Monday. Let's go to Monday, and I'll let you have the first shot at it.
What, on Monday?
Yeah.
No, I mean Monday.
Manchester City 3, Liverpool 1.
Yeah, come like the live birds on your chest, man.
The live birds upon my chest.
Yeah,
I want you to read out the results.
No, but you already read that one now. I'm like, that's the one we're gonna talk about, right?
Yeah.
So then, let's have your let's have your analyses now that we've had the result. You know what I mean?
That ain't the analysis.
But you know, you could go into it. Like I don't know why you scared.
No, I was gonna say I don't know what the hell was going on.
But I don't like it. But I don't like it at all.
But no, it's one of us.
So should I say that Stefan Jovetic opened the scoring after 41 minutes, and then say that he got his brace after 55 minutes?
Not a knee brace.
No, he's not Stone Cold Steve Austin. And that Sergio Aguero came off the bench to score in the 69th minute, Big T's favorite minute. Oh, you didn't know?
We're gonna throw them tees up on pitch talk.
And then of course, I think this goal was originally credited to Ricky Lambert.
Yeah, but it was ended up.
Yeah, but they've given it to Pablo
Zabaleta
Zabaleta as an own goal.
Lambert really should have buried it, but the fact of the matter is, coming back a touch. Balotelli was in the crowd watching. They kept panning to him as if expecting him to do something, and it's like, Reggie, focus on the pitch. There's a game going on between two heavyweights in the Premier League. The first big game day match this season. Yeah. Let's focus on that rather than the sideshow. Congratulations, Parasitic Media, for being the biggest group of a-holes I've ever seen. But anyway, to take that OWR borrowed line from the Rock. But the fact of the matter is, for the first 40 minutes, we were quality. But possession is nothing without penetration. Jovicic's goal was a sucker punch, but it proves that if you don't take your chances, you're gonna get shafted. So it's one of them ones, yeah. See, you thought I was lying about the purple dildo. You thought I was lying, yeah?
No, I didn't.
See, I told you it was a purple dildo.
I didn't think you were lying.
Half an hour on the issue of the dildo, not on the dildo. Let's get that straight. Some wronging out there is thinking, spend half an hour on a dildo, what? Anyway. But the fact of the matter is, you can afford that kind of result as your second game. You can afford a defeat this early in the season. You can afford, I think it's one of them, you can afford a couple of defeats within the first 10, 12 games. But like, if we're talking like 3-4 defeats, then you got to get concerned. So it's one of them ones. But fact of the matter is, City were ruthless. City were ruthless. They were the better team second half. Moreno looked very, very good, apart from his mistake. Some people have blamed Dejan Lovren. When you're stretching for that sort of header, you're never going to get the distance and the trajectory you want on it. And Moreno was caught on his heels. So, anyway, there we go. But, it's one of them ones. We got beaten by the reigning champions. No shame in getting beaten by the reigning champions. And it's so early in the season that, well, we did show that bounce back ability on Sunday. The bounce back ability was shown against Tottenham. We'll get into that. But it's one of them ones where our next one, Jeze?
Well, where should we go? I mean, do you want to go to the Capital One Cup? Do you want to go there?
Yeah, let's go Wednesday, 27th of August, 2014. Actually, no, let's go Tuesday, 26th first. And the reason we're going to take that, we're gonna go Tuesday, 26th of August, and the reason we are going to go there is purely on the basis of Bournemouth 3, Northampton 0. Gosling opened the scoring on 21 minutes. Pittman scored on 30. Wilson scored on 79 minutes. Brentford 0, Fulham 1. Fulham finally getting a win this season, and Ross McCormack, formerly of Leeds, scoring in the 68th minute, got the only goal of the game.
Well, I'm so glad that we went on to that. We can move on.
What?
I'm so glad that we went on to that. We can move on now.
Yeah. Let's shift on. Burnley 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Nuhiu scored a penalty, which was the only goal of the game on 78 minutes. Crew 2, Bolton 3. Inman scored on 2 minutes. Darren Pratley scored on 40 minutes and in 90 seconds. Sorry, scored on 40 minutes. Jermaine Beckford scored on 92 minutes. Haber scored on 98 minutes, and Jermaine Beckford scored again on 27 minutes. Derby 1, Charlton 0. Calero, getting the only goal of the game on 87 minutes. Gillingham 0, Newcastle 1. Egan own goal, giving Newcastle the win. Huddersfield Town 0, Nottingham Forest 2. Vaughan scoring an own goal, and Henry Lansbury, who the G-Man was, I think, praising a while ago. Mo Diarmi. He's moved to Hull City. They've stage transfer record. It's Mo Diarmi. That's about the fourth time he said who today. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, he's only got a recognisable face, but Henry Lansbury got the goal on 82.
And he's got recognisable face.
Who is that holding up Lucas H? Morons. Anyway. Huddersfield Town 0, Nottingham Forest 2. Sorry, just said that one. Leicester City 0, Shrewsbury Town 1. An upset in that one, with Mangan getting the only goal of the game on 38 minutes. Where are we going next? Middlesbrough 3, Preston 1. Lee Tomlin opening the scoring on 51 minutes. Hugh Gill scoring on 54 minutes. Fuster scoring on 57 minutes. And Lee Tomlin scoring again on 66 minutes. Millwall 0, Southampton 2. Jack Cork scoring on 53 minutes. And Pele scoring... No, not that Pele. Scoring on 93 minutes. Norwich 3, Crawley Town 1. Cameron Jerome scoring on 14 minutes. Murphy scoring on 49 minutes. Carlos Cuellar's own goal on 55 minutes gave Crawley brief hope, but on 92 minutes, Murphy scored again. Port Vale 2, Cardiff 3. Rouse scoring on 26 minutes. O'Connor scoring on 34 minutes. Federico Makeda scoring on 60 minutes and 79 minutes. And Brown scored on 93 minutes. Scunthorpe 0, Reading 1. Taylor getting the only goal of the game for Reading on 85 minutes. Swansea 1, Rotherham 0. Gomis. Bafatembi, Jesse. I mean, Gomis.
I'm like, you could have at least tried.
Scoring on 22.
You could have at least tried and gone with Kenwyne Jones. I'm just saying.
I prefer Gomis. Ross Vernon, you wanted to jump in on Swansea Rotherham quickly?
Yes, I did, Liam, because I was actually listening to that game, and towards the end of the match, in the second half, Rotherham United signed this one from Newcastle United, Connor Newton. He had a shot which just went wide, and it was only narrowly wide as well. He didn't show you it on the highlights show, but it actually just went narrowly wide, and it could have actually crept in. If he was a bit towards, it was going right towards the post. If he went just a bit inwards, and Big T, you may say that wrong way, but I don't mean it that way, mate. That when I said inwards, he would have gone inwards. If he went a bit inwards, he would have gone into the bottom corner. So Rotherham had a really good go, and to only lose 1-0 to a Premier League side is very good since Rotherham won promotion on back to back. So, and it was a good game for Rotherham and good test for Swansea as well. With Rotherham playing very good football in that game.
I hear that. I mean, speaking of good football, actually, an entertaining match between Swindon and Brighton, because Swindon 2, Brighton 4. Ince scoring on 10 minutes. I think he's the cousin of Thomas. Scoring on 10 minutes. Thompson equalised for Swindon on 46 minutes. Kolonga scored on 95 minutes. Forster Kaski, scored a penalty on 100 minutes. Kazim scored on 112 minutes, and Forster Kaski scored another penalty on 123 minutes. Walsall 0, Crystal Palace 3. Dwight Gale with a hat-trick, the first of which came on 7 minutes, second on 25 minutes, and the third on 41 minutes. Scored all 3 goals. Watford 1, Doncaster Rovers 2. Tyson scored a penalty on 12 minutes. Lloyd Dyer scored on 31 minutes, and Wakefield scored on 52 minutes to give Doncaster the win. West Ham 1, Sheffield United 1. Sheffield United won 5-4 on penalties. Sacco scored for West Ham on 40 minutes, and Winston Reid scored an own goal on 58 minutes. We're going to come to that result last, because that was actually next. West Brom 1, Oxford United 1. West Brom ended up winning 7-6 on penalties. Mullins scored an own goal on 29 minutes, and Hilton scored on 86 minutes. Taking that for a couple of weeks ago. Jersey Fizzle, next result's yours. Yes, you do. Because life sucks, and then you die.
MK Dons 4, Manchester United.
Can you say that again? We couldn't hear you.
MK Dons 4, Manchester United. No.
Just a little bit louder. The Skypers are actually asking. Just a little bit louder.
No. Anyway, Grigg opened the scoring after 25 minutes, got his brace after 63 minutes, and then Arsenal loanee, another one, if you could believe it. Afobe scored on 70 minutes before, rounded up scoring on 84 minutes. And that's all I have to say about that.
All I can say is, I think it was Afobe's second goal. That was mocking. The way he danced through the United defence. All I can say is, shadow United team or not, you should still be beating League One opposition. Because I remember certain Man United fans piping up and trying to mock when Notts County took us to extra time. But at least we won 4-2 in the end. That's all I can say. By the way, big shout out to @HitmanHinchin on Twitter. What's up, Jack? But yeah, he's a Man United fan, and he was just waiting for me just to tear him a new one as soon as that result came up. Jack? He agreed. He did agree, though, that whatever team United put out, they should be beating League One opposition. So he wasn't one of them who was like, oh, it's just the Capital One Cup. He wasn't like that. So, fair dues. And I'm sure that...
And he's actually been on our wall today. He's
his
actually
man.
Falcao. I think he's happy about Falcao.
For a few million a year, he better be.
Well, he said 6 million a year, godliness. 60 million for a 4-year contract, not bad in my eyes. Plus, I'm hearing we have an option to buy after. So, that's how many United fans are weighing it up.
Well, yeah, I guess they're gonna have to. 10 grand compensation, is that it? Anyway, yeah, we're gonna come back to that one. But nah, the fact
of the matter was.
Oh, we know where these rumours are coming from.
The fact of the matter was, you say Afobe's goal, but what about Griggs' goal? Off the chest.
Oh, it was one of them. Ball comes in, bang! Didn't even header it. He was just like, man, I don't care about this. Bang! Who are Man United? Bang!
Yoga chest.
Yoga chest. Afobe fired.
Ooh.
Van Gaal afterwards didn't even want to shake hands with the MK Dons manager. It's like, ooh. Man was hurt.
It wasn't even that. You know when Van Gaal came to the pitch, he didn't want to shake his hand at first. Like he was signing autographs, like he was ignoring the
He's
guy.
Libby. I think that's disrespectful, to be perfectly frank. A lot more has been made of it than really should be, but I think it's a bit disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Jazzy, what do you reckon? What's in your head? Is the tune playing underneath us? Jazzy, what's in your head? Look at he can't bring himself to words because during that match he was thinking,
I don't know what the hell's going on here. Wait a minute. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
MK, MK, got United. United were down. United were down. Man United were down. United got knocked. MK Dons. Man United. United got by MK Dons. It was one that was it looked like that. When I saw the highlights, it was like, wow. No matter who you got at the back, whether it's Tyler Blackett, like you got to be doing better than that. That's all I can say.
But Johnny Evans did sight off. He's the one that gifted them the
Oh yeah, of course. And you know what the irony was? When we were talking 2 weeks ago about Rooney getting the Man United captaincy, wasn't Johnny Evans one of the names you put forward for a potential captain?
It was.
And then he went ahead and had a performance that can only be described as
-5 stars. -5 stars. -5 stars.
Jazzy, have that?
No, here's the thing. I have to back up what I said about Johnny Evans being a potential captain. And the reason why I said that was because obviously he's been one of the longest serving servants of the club that's there currently.
You could be a long serving dude all you want. Don't mean you're any good. I'm sorry I had to. Go on.
But, you know, on the basis of that performance, I would say no. I have to take that back permanently, and that he should never be awarded that kind of, you know, honor from me ever again in his career.
Johnny Evans' user rights and privileges denied. Revoked.
Overall, you know, the performance was shambolic. I think it was a death knell to the Man United careers of Shinji Kagawa, to Javier Hernandez as well. You know, and overall, like, yes, it was a young squad, but let's not forget, please, that, you know, overall, this team actually had some experienced players in it. You know, and the biggest question mark for me was, with this team struggling to find form, why the starting 11 didn't actually play. Personally, to find the form, to build the confidence, I would have actually played the starting 11.
I think I know why.
Wow, so you lot need the confidence that badly?
No, I think I know why though.
Why?
Because you had a Champions League. No, you're not even.
Oh! No, that's Libby's. No! Oh, that's cruel. Oh god, that's good. No, that's a Libby. That's a Libby.
Okay, mate. Okay.
Bro, that was good.
Okay.
That was good.
Okay, I see what's happening here. But no, in all fairness, I think that the starting 11 should have played for the sake of consistency and building up the confidence in the side. But that didn't happen. They're out of the cup now, and it is what it is. I also think that is a wake-up call to absolutely everybody at the club to say, well, look, this problem, you know, in terms of confidence and adapting to the new system and training regimes, etc., is a lot more complex and a lot deeper than what was first made of it. But as you said, straight shooting one, regardless of who played in that game, Manchester United being the club that they are, they should win that game comfortably, and they didn't do that. And for that reason, it's a disappointment, a major disappointment at that.
I hear that, but it's one of them ones. Let's shift on to Wednesday, 27th of August, 2014. Aston Villa 0, Leyton Orient 1, another upset. Vincelot on 87 minutes, scoring the only goal in that game. Birmingham 0, Sunderland 3. Jordi Gomez scoring on 77 minutes. Adam Johnson scoring on 87 minutes. And Connor Wickham scoring on 88 minutes. Burton 1, QPR 0. McGurk scoring on 77 minutes. Says Jesse starts munching. Is that? I just. Munching.
On McCoy's, people.
This talk sponsored by McCoy's. Anyway, couple right on with McCoy's one. Anyway, dude, it's oh my god. This thing you're gonna break out of your kit. But was it Stoke 3, Portsmouth 0. Was it Johnny Walters scoring on 16 minutes and 47 minutes, and Peter Crouch getting an obligatory goal on 19 minutes. It just kind of concerned me. He's just looking. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking past him. But the final result of the Catapult 1 Cup: Bradford 2, Leeds United 1. Big shout out to Will Hainsworth, aka at Hainsworth_Will on Twitter. What's up, Will? The mighty Bantams, baby. The mighty Bantams beating Leeds 2-1. Murphy was sent off on 31 minutes. He'd been booked on 8 minutes. Horse booking, yes, but the fact of the matter is, you don't go to ground when you're already on a yellow card. That's just common sense. Why is Jesse all the way over there? The people can't see you. But no, it was all them ones. But Matt Smith scored on 82 minutes for Leeds United, but not scored on 84 minutes. And Hansen scored on 86 minutes to put Leeds out. So Leeds in a bit of turmoil at the moment. General talking points. We'll come back to that. And Jazzy Fizzle was the Man United fan, just for Kieran in his question. Why are you over there? Why is this one over there? But anyway, Kieran actually has a question for you, Jazzy. Kieran, what was your question for Jazzy Fizzle?
Oh, it's regarding.
Wait, hold on. One sec. Wait, Jazzy, come here. Come here. Look at it. Take yourself away from that screen and come back to the main event. Come back to this. Come back. This one's funny. This one, come on! But I'm not watching the horse racing, by the way. But Kieran has a question. Kieran has a question for you. So, Kieran, what did you do?
Yeah, that was shocking when I read that result of that fact you lost 4-0. That was absolutely shocking. Just a great question for you. What is your personal opinion on that game? What do you think you could have done better? And do you think that Van Gaal is a decent manager for you?
No, I don't have any doubts about Van Gaal. Van Gaal has proven credentials. I think what he needs is time to really have his philosophy permeate throughout the club and have people believe in that philosophy and actually carry that out. But that hasn't actually happened yet. I think, as I say, I'm not worried about his credentials. His credentials speak for themselves, and it's a matter of waiting to see how everything turns out now that he's actually had time to begin to mould this squad into the form that he would want it. Having said that whole game was a shambles. Personally, I would have played the starting 11, lost to Swansea. That's what I would have done. And I know that would surprise a lot of people, but this is another game, which would essentially equate to something very similar to practice for a lot of the starting 11, to get more acquainted with the system, to build confidence, and to have a win under their belt. But having said that, that didn't happen. They lost the game. Yes, there were a fair few young players in that. But having said that, the fact of the matter is there were some senior players in there, and it's actually, been a completely different result. As I say, it wasn't, and it is what it is.
Hopefully that answers your question.
Now, if you're gonna ask me, am I salty about it? You're damn right, I'm salty about it. That's not how Manchester United is supposed to perform at all.
Salty baby.
Obviously we're gonna go into the Burnley game, which again is not you know what? Big shout out to Wayne Schumann. What's going on, Schumann? But anyway, as I say, I'm sorry about the Burnley game too, because that's again not how Manchester United is supposed to perform. But having said that, right, Louis van Gaal has said that, you know, on record, his teams take time, and they're slow starters. So it's a matter of, as I say, giving him time. I'd say give him the same amount of time that David Moyes got, minimum, and I think you'll see that there's going to be some improvement. There has to be, especially with the spending that's occurred, you know, today alone, and the signings that were made today alone, which we'll get into later. But as I say, in terms of that particular result, I'm disappointed in the young players. I'm disappointed in the senior players that played. I'm disappointed in the fact that the starting 11 against Swansea didn't play to build confidence, and I'm disappointed because overall that is not the kind of performance that is expected from Manchester United, full stop. And I'm absolutely salty about it. So I hope that answers your question. Any more questions? Look, don't forget, ask us in the Skype chat. Make sure you tweet us. Make sure you follow us. See what we're up to. Hey, holler at me on Facebook as well. And not forgetting Google+. Get your questions in with the hashtag AskJezzy.
There we go. You know what? Speaking of the Capital One Cup, actually, let's come back to that Leeds result. Ross Vernon, you wanted to jump in on the Leeds result.
Yes, I did, Liam. 'Cause I'm a big Leeds United fan, as majority of you know, guys. And I thought we played very well up until we got that red card, and we held Bradford very well. And Anston never had a sniff of goal. We're defending brilliantly, and then Mayfield does that stupid challenge when he was already on a yellow card. God knows why he did that, but in football you do stupid things normally, and that's what he did on that day. And then we took the lead through Matt Smith, and I thought, yes, we can go on to win this now. Just defend well. But it looks like the players didn't want to defend for play and defend for Dave Hockaday once we got that lead. And then after that, when we not scored, I thought, oh no, here we go again. And then 2 minutes and a couple of minutes later, James Anston had scored again for Bradford. What's going on here? We need to make a change. We left change till late to wait until 1 down. I thought, even though we didn't play too bad, like if we didn't score, we could have took it to extra time and maybe could have won it in extra time. But for me, I think there we played decent up until that red card. But after that, it went down. We just went downhill and didn't know how to defend the lead, which on Saturday, which after we get on to, we didn't know how to defend the lead after we in the game against Bolton, which hopefully I'll come back on to and everyone say on that match as well.
Well, you know what? We also had Tom Wood who wanted to jump in as well. Yeah, man, what's up? You want to jump in on this?
All I can say, there's only one Billy Knott as he's from down this way, but well done to him.
That's cool. Mike Hardiman, you got a question for Russ, yeah?
Yeah, I have. Basically, I was saying about Hockaday last week, and that game, still the end of him with that defeat against Bradford.
Well,
and I'm just wondering what Russ wants to sort of say about who they're going to be getting in, whether he thinks Neil Redfern's going to have a chance, or whether he's going to punt with somebody else.
Well, we'll come back into that actually. We'll hold on to that question because we're going to come back into the whole Hockaday shambles anyway. That's the only way it can really be described as a shambles. So we're going to come back into that.
That is a really good question.
No, it is a good question. It is a good question. So we'll definitely come back to that. This one then was Kieran Riley has said the Capital One Cup is basically friendlies for all the top clubs in my opinion. Well, and also Jane Bailey has said it shows that when you don't take competition seriously, you get punished and humiliated. Happened to Arsenal now, and now a few teams in the Premier League got punished this time round.
Yeah, no,
great point.
Yeah, no,
JBK
quite a few teams actually that get knocked out.
It's
underrating the competition. I think QPR went out as well. So yeah, I think Mr. Bailey's absolutely correct in that it's one of those where a lot of clubs, let's be honest, even MK Dons, they made about 10 changes for that game. But if you don't take competition seriously, the competition will take you seriously, and you'll find your way on the way out.
Yeah,
like Manchester United did.
I was going to say the competition will take you seriously down.
Down where? Down there.
But the Capital One Cup third round draw: Chelsea v Bolton Wanderers, Arsenal v Southampton, West Brom v Hull City, Crystal Palace v Newcastle, Leyton Orient against Sheffield United, Cardiff City versus AFC Bournemouth, Sunderland v Stoke City, Derby County v Reading, Liverpool v Middlesbrough, MK Dons versus Bradford. Could have had Bradford. That's right. Oh well, it's one of them ones. Man City v Sheffield Wednesday, Burton Albion and versus Brighton and Hove Albion, Swansea City v Everton, Shrewsbury Town v Norwich, Fulham v Doncaster, Tottenham Hotspur v Nottingham Forest. Ties are to be played during the week commencing 22nd of September 2014. Now, we're going to come back just a touch because of the Champions League matches. Tuesday, 26th August 2014, Zenit St. Petersburg 3, Standard Liège 0. Aggregate 4-0. Rondon scored on 30 minutes. Hulk scored a penalty on 54 minutes and scored again on 58 minutes. Fati was sent off and Faizulin was sent off as well. Apoel Nicosia 4, Aalborg BK 0. Aggregate 5-1 to Apoel Nicosia. Oliveira Franco scored on 29 minutes. Di Vicente scored on 44 minutes. Alon Fatis scored on 64 minutes. And Sheridan scored on 75 minutes. Bate Borisov 3. It's the Bate boys. Bate Borisov 3. Slovan Bratislava 0. Gordichuk scored on 41 minutes to open the scoring. Krivet scored on 84 minutes. And Rodionov scored on 85 minutes. Celtic 0, Maribor 1. Aggregate 2-1 to NK Maribor. Morales Tavares scored the only goal of the game on the night. And like we said 2 weeks ago, Celtic were always going to get found out and I was hoping that Celtic would get found out because they got through basically by default. Just like when Roma were in the Champions League a few seasons ago and got spanked 7-1 by Man United. They were only in that competition by default anyway. Not Man United, I mean Roma. If Man United were to get into the Champions League this season, that would be a miracle, literally. Where's Luciano Moggi when you need him, eh, Jazzy? But FC Porto 2, Lille 0. Is that on? Oh, that's good. But you know what? FC Porto 2, Lille 0. Aggregate 3-0 to FC Porto. Brahimi scored on 48 minutes and Martinez scored on 68 minutes. Jackson Martinez. But let's go on to Wednesday, 27th of August 2014. A few more Champions League ties. G-Man, this first one's yours, if you want to take it.
Yeah, finished. Arsenal 1, Besiktas 0, and basically, you know,
Alexis Sanchez on 45 plus 1.
Yeah, it might be.
Debussy getting sent off on 75.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna go through the match quickly. Yeah, Alexis Sanchez scored on the 45th minute. Jack Wilshere basically being the heart of the team in that first half. After a few chances from himself and a few great plays for himself, trying to set up Sanchez and a few other players. And it was all good for Arsenal, looking good for Arsenal. But then Debussy, who got a yellow card in the first half for a very stupid, what did you say? Barge in the back.
Yeah, I mean it shouldn't have been a booking anyway.
It was ridiculous.
There was
no need to go in for a sort of challenge like that because, you know.
Is it as ridiculous as the way Joe Allen went down on Sunday?
No. I was actually going to ask, is it as ridiculous?
Joe Allen went down. Yeah. It was fouled though.
On Sunday. Yeah, he was put. Oh no, I'm not denying. We'll get into that in a minute, but I'm just saying in terms of
ridiculous.
The way he went down.
No, because
like Chelsea getting denied.
Man
City got
worse,
denied too.
He got tugged back, and some would say he had to win the foul, so he went down.
But then my question is it as ridiculous, right, as Callum Chambers getting that yellow card?
For
going on the pitch too early.
Well, there's a rule stipulating that, but at the end of the day, the referee did wave him on. The fourth official did wave him to go on, put the board up.
No, I know, but then the referee actually booked him for going on too early.
But the referee
sent him off and told him to come back on again.
The referee had a terrible game. He had an absolutely terrible game.
Hey, Chambers must have been.
I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Because he didn't.
Yeah.
To get booked for that.
Like they got booked, fair enough. Anyway, Debussy got sent off for a second yellow card. For he was frustrated about a challenge that he put in, where he won the ball, but in effect Debussy was silly because he put his hands on the referee and he nudged him twice. Might have been lightly. It wasn't a Di Canio type nudge, but you know, you can't put your hands on the referee, and that's just fact. And at the end of the day, Arsenal almost like struggled just to keep that lead, and you know, I think in the last minutes, Besiktas had a good chance to score, but the final ball, you know, was went over, and Bar couldn't get himself to it. But in all essence, that game was excellent. I was actually there at the match, and like I said to you, like hearing the champion,
Babara said should have scored as well.
Yeah, that's what I just said. But yeah, hearing the Champions League theme music, you know, it's friggin' awesome, man. Awesome. It's surreal. But it's a great victory for Arsenal. 1-0 through to the Champions League, and apparently that's going to be 30 million in the kitty once we get to the end of the group stages.
No, I hear that.
So
all I can say is this is what this is what you do. You won't hear at Old Trafford. You won't hear this at Old Trafford this season.
you must be well happy. It's first
I
time
couldn't.
in years.
Sorry, I couldn't help that. No, I really could not help that swipe. Jesse Fizzle, Hitman Hitchin. Couldn't help that. If anyone's got anything in retaliation, feel free. But yeah,
All I'm gonna say about it is this: I really hope you're enjoying yourself right now.
oh, I am. I have been for almost a year.
Good.
Grace. Let's say Grace. Sorry, I saw Welbeck on the TV report. Yeah, let's say Grace. Jones, that he is. But no, I saw that was Athletic Bilbao 3, Napoli 1, aggregate 4-2 to Athletic Bilbao. Hamsik opening the scoring on 47 minutes. Aduriz scoring on 61 and 69 minutes, and Gomez scoring on 74 minutes. Bayer Leverkusen 4, Copenhagen 0, aggregate 7-2 to Bayer Leverkusen. Song Hyung Min, that's easy for me to say, scoring on 2 minutes. Kalhonglu scoring on 7 minutes. Kiesling scoring on 31 minutes, and Kiesling scoring again on 65 minutes. Ludogorets 1, Steaua Bucharest 0. It was 1-1 on aggregate, so it went to penalties. Ludogorets won 6-5 on penalties. But that's not the whole story, because Stoyanov was sent off on 119 minutes. Stoyanov being Ludogorets' goalkeeper. So an outfield player had to go in goal and save, and he actually ended up saving 2 penalties. So Ludogorets through to the group stage. Malmo 3, Red Bull Salzburg 0. Aggregate 4-2 to Malmo. Rosenberg, scoring on 10 minutes. Eriksson scoring on 18 minutes, and Rosenberg scoring again on 84 minutes. Now, the Champions League group stage draw. Group A, Atletico Madrid, Juventus, Olympiacos, Malmo. Group B, Real Madrid, Basel, Liverpool, Ludogorets. Group C, Benfica, Zenit, St. Petersburg, Bayer Leverkusen and Monaco. Group D, Arsenal, Borussia Dortmund, Galatasaray, Anderlecht. Group E, Bayern Munich, Manchester City, CSKA and Moscow, Roma. Group F, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, Ajax and Apoel Nicosia. Group G, Chelsea, Schalke, Sporting Lisbon, Maribor. Group H, Porto, Man United, Shakhtar Donetsk, Athletic Bilbao and Mate Borisov. Oh, just getting those swipes in. But you know what? Some very interesting Champions League groups there. Atletico Madrid and Juventus. That's an interesting group there. That is a very interesting group. But Madrid, Basel, Liverpool, Ludogorets. I'm not underestimating anyone in that group. Ludogorets are the unknown entity in there. Real Madrid, I would expect to top the group, as everyone else would. Basel, the last time we were drawn in the Champions League group with Basel, which is the reason I'm not underestimating them, was 2002, 2003, and they put us out that year. So it was one of them ones where on the last match day in the Champions League that year, we needed a win, and we got a 3-3 draw. We got a 3-3 draw against Basel, who at that time were managed by Christian Show You My Ticket Gross. So gives you an idea of how embarrassed and red-faced I was going into college the next day after Christian Show You My Ticket Gross. Ironically enough, it was around about the time that I met Jesse Fizzle as it happened. This is big shout out to St. Charles Sixth and big shout out to Sky Sports News, one of their hosts. I'm not talking about Jim White either.
No.
And I'm not talking about the one random guy outside Upton Park.
On his Jack Jones.
He's chilling there. But the Champions League groups, what do you reckon?
You know, I actually quite like them. I think
Chelsea have got it easy.
Wow.
Arsenal have got quite a testing group with drawing Dortmund again. Man City have got the biggest test, drawing Bayern Munich again in their group.
Yeah.
And CSKA Moscow again in their group.
And don't forget Roma.
Yeah, I mean, Pellegrini's already said, hopefully CSKA have learnt the lessons from last season about the racial abuse of Yaya Toure, which we hope they've learnt that as well. But interesting groups there. What do you guys reckon?
I think Group H is going to be quite tasty. I think Chelsea, have the easy. I think Chelsea have the easiest route out of all the English clubs. Having said that, Group D is going to be quite interesting. Galatasaray, as we all know, absolutely fantastic fan. I just want to sing this one, pan. Didier Drogba, la 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 la. Didier Drogba, la 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 la. They're absolutely brilliant.
That will always stick in my mind from the Emirates Cup 2013.
Absolutely brilliant. And then of course you have Group C, which is very, very difficult to predict. So the groups to watch for me, Group H and Group C. Who comes out of those two groups? Very interesting. Looking forward to Liverpool versus Real Madrid. No two ways about that.
So am I. Some people are like, oh, we got Real Madrid, but it's like, those are the kind of games you want in the Champions League.
Yeah.
You want to play the cream of the crop. You want to play the best. You want to put the best to the test and put your own skills to the test. That's the whole point. It's the whole point of being in the Champions League, playing the best sides.
Absolutely.
And the fact is, we could have got Real Madrid and Juventus in the same group. So I'm glad we didn't get both of them in the same group. So anyway, but sorry, you said.
So, I haven't said all that. As I say, I think Group C, Group H, very, very tasty indeed.
G-Man, you want to jump in on it? Been quite quiet.
To be honest, I've got to say I agree with Jersey on the point of group. When it comes to Group H, that looks like quite a tight group of teams that are, on the same similar sort of level. In terms of Arsenal's group, I think that's pretty much it's a hard group. It's a teams we can beat, but we've got to be about it. We've got to be about our business. We've got, especially at home, we've got to win those 3 games at home, and we've I've said this, we've got to beat at least Anderlecht away, and pick up something against Galatasaray. I see Borussia Dortmund being a stiffer, tougher test at home. In terms of what other groups are, I think hard. I still say Manchester City. Yeah, Manchester City's group's potentially, a group where they'll struggle, and your group in terms of yourselves being in there. I know you're hopeful, but I still say you're like the 3rd weakest team in that group, because at the end of the day, FC Basel, since they knocked you out, they've been having consistent Champions League experience. They've knocked out the likes of Man United. They've beaten Barcelona's. They've knocked out, Chelsea. Or they've beaten Chelsea, should I say. So, and Real Madrid are really going to be a stiff test. They're just like the Galacticos, innit? And Liverpool got a lot of players in there, which, this is going to be, it is their first time together.
Well, not necessarily because
playing in the Champions League.
Yeah, okay,
Playing
cool.
in the Champions League. So
it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting.
We need to tighten up at the back a bit, but it's
Also, Group A looks interesting as well because even though it looks like people will say Atletico Madrid and Juventus, Olympiacos again have had
got experience.
Quite a lot.
I mean,
of
Malmo
experience
will
in the
probably
Champions
end up
League.
as the whipping boys, but alright.
So
Interesting note. I actually visited Malmo very, very briefly.
Okay.
Yeah.
When was that? No, I'm questioning you on it. I'm just asking. When was that?
It was a couple of years ago, but
Okay.
it's in Sweden. I was in Copenhagen with my ex-wife at the time, and
No, he's not a divorcee.
no, I'm separated. But yeah, no, it was
Real husbands of Hollywood collective. Yeah.
yeah, no, I was.
Nick Cannon, where's your wife?
Yeah, no, I was with my ex at the time, and you can actually go directly from Copenhagen, take a train, and go to Malmo. So we took that journey. There's a friend of mine who I used to work with. Big shout out to King Hamza, by the way. He's actually from Malmo.
Oh, okay.
And that was the reason why I went. It's like, yeah, I heard so much about Malmo. And then, of course, there's all of the footballing reasons as well. So we went to Malmo for a couple of hours. So, yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that is brief. Oh yeah. If any of the Skypers want to jump in on the Champions League, let us know in the chat because it's going to be an interesting Champions League, as per usual. Really, it's going to be very interesting. But yeah, Mike Harneman, you want to jump in, and then Tom Wood, and then we're going to move on.
Yeah, it's mostly about Arsenal's group. I think it's going to be very difficult. I think Galatasaray is not going to be a very it's going to be a very hard place to go to. I think Dortmund again as well. It's going to be another challenging one. And Anderlecht are not a team that you can underestimate as well. I think they've got a few players that can do a decent job really. So I think we could. Well, I hope we can get through the group, but I wouldn't be surprised if we actually finish third. I really wouldn't.
I mean, Tom Wood wanted to jump in on this as well.
I know it's early stages, but who do you think's going to win the actual whole competition? With everyone buying players at the moment.
Winning the competition, you can't really look past Real Madrid.
I was going to say Bayern Munich because they look really strong this season with both in their back three out or whatever formation they're going to play this season with Xabi Alonso going in.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting one, but as I said, I don't think you can look much further than Real Madrid to at least get to the semis. Bloody hell! I'm not sure about retaining, but we'll see. I mean, Wayne Schumann, did you want to jump in about the Arsenal one?
Yeah, a little bit annoyed right now that we signed Welbeck, apparently.
Well, we say apparently, we haven't seen confirmation on it. So.
No, everyone in the chat saying we signed him 16 mil. Yeah, we couldn't pay 16 mil for Balotelli. It's a bit of a joke, really.
Well, it's apparently. I mean, we personally haven't seen confirmation, so we can't.
Yeah, no,
say yay or nay
I've
yet.
seen lots of people reporting that and reporting that 16 million pound fee, but no confirmation.
If that's true, then it is a bit of a joke, really.
Well,
Come back to the Champions League. What do you reckon about Champions League?
The way we've been playing lately, like Mike, it wouldn't surprise me if we finished third in our group. Really wouldn't. I haven't seen us play well yet this season, whereas last season, after the first sort of 5-6 games, I looked at us and thought, yeah, we look good. This season, I've looked at us and thought we've been very lucky in every game. The only game I've seen us play decent in was against Man City in the Charity Shield.
But then we're only 3 games into the season. So I just don't see how sweeping generalizations can be made.
We are, but I don't know. It's just frustrating. I mean, Sunday it was just painful to watch.
But then would you want to see? But then my question would be: would you want to see your side beating teams like what Chelsea did a year ago, beating teams 6-7-1 and whatever, but then coming third at the end of the season?
There'll be a better season than what we have been having.
No, but it'd be one of them ones. If you're ending up as third, it's ultimately pointless. It'd be one of them ones. Yeah, you started off brilliantly, but then tailed off.
Yeah, but that's
and then,
like
and
us
then,
last.
and then,
That's like
and then ended
that's
up
like,
being happier playing spoiler.
Yeah, but that's like us last season. How long were we top 4? And we crumbled in weeks. We just went down. We got battered by you lot, battered by Chelsea, and then we ended up finishing 4th and just making Champions League. So, and I can see it being the same this season.
You know what? Let's shift on because time is actually pressing on, and we've also got the Europa League to come to as well. Thursday, 28th August 2014, UEFA Europa League qualifying playoffs. We're just gonna go through only a couple of these, because we are looking at Tottenham 3, AEL Limassol. No. The 2 Harry Kane's goal in 45 minutes after missing the penalty. It was one of them. It was one of them where Harry Kane on 45 minutes scored. Paulinho scored on 49 minutes, and Andros Townsend scored a 65th minute penalty. Blatant penalty leading up to that. It was a blatant Stonewall penalty. Keeper did get clobbered in the head at the same time, but it was a Stonewall penalty. But the first 2 goals that Tottenham were literally gifted. We're talking gift wrapped. I think it was especially the second one. The second one was that, yeah, I'm going to diver on the ball a bit. Oh crap, I've been dispossessed. Goal. And the first one was the same. Just utterly atrocious defending. Could imagine myself as a manager seeing that and just being like, oh my god, I am going to dash a kettle in your head for them. I'd want to. But it's one of them was Hull 2, KSC Lokeren 1, aggregate 2-2. Lokeren won the tie on away goals. Brady scored on 6 minutes. Remakle scored on 49 minutes. Brady scored a penalty on 55 minutes as well. But Remakle's goal took Lokeren through on the away goals rule. Hull, sorry about your luck. That's all I can say. Conceding on 49. That's all you can really say is sorry about your luck. Because if they didn't concede, they would have been through. It's only on the away goals. And Yannick Sagbo got sent off on 71 minutes. Terrible. So, why is it inside the Emirates and not outside? But yeah.
He's getting bullied.
He's getting bullied outside, so they let him in. Come in, we'll give you a cup of coffee. Here's your coffee. Oh, where's one? Apparently we got something on Twitter. But anyway, oh my god. That is cruel. After careful thought and consideration, I've come to the conclusion that guy by Wayne Rooney's form, he couldn't score in Leeds if he was outside a kebab shop dressed as a 13-year-old girl. I think that's Big T. I think that's Big T who sent that in. Wow! That had to be read. What's up? Yeah. Wow! Oh my god. What? Jim White and Rene Malunstein, that looks camp as Christmas. Like they're both just sitting legs crossed with their hands like that. It looks very, very camp. And with the trousers riding up, and yeah, it just looks very camp. That's what I'm going to say. Where are you seeing these trousers riding? That's what I'm saying. It's just the way they're both sitting legs crossed, just like, it looks a bit camp to me. But anyway, big shout out to Sam Greenham, Matt Whitfield, and Elliot Waller, who are Hull City fans as well. Unlucky, guys. Gotta say, unlucky. And a big thank you to the Hull supporters who had a chat to us during the FA Cup final as well. Pitch Talk at the FA Cup final 2014. Have a look at that. But you know what? We are going to swing on to Saturday, 30th of August 2014. In the Barclays Premier League, we are going to start. Jezzy, that first result is yours. And I will cue up the music again for you as well.
No, let's not cue up the music, man. Let's just go into it real quick. Burnley 0, Man United 0. Done. Game done.
You were lucky not to go 1-0 down at least.
Well, that free kick that rocked the crossbar.
Yeah.
fantastic. And you have to say again, defensively, Manchester United shaky, suspect, just absent.
Di Maria playing at centre mid, your view?
It's not as if he's incapable. Personally, would I prefer him to play on the wing? Possibly, but he has that versatility. He can do both. He can even play as a number 10. So, you know, that versatility.
Yeah, but it shows how many injuries you lot are dealing with at the moment.
Well,
you have to play him at centre mid.
Well, there's that as well. But having said that, with the
Ashley Young is as a wing back. That's not.
No.
Valencia, I've got no problem with
Yeah,
Valencia.
no, Valencia makes
got
sense.
no problem because he loves the tackle and he's got the engine. But Ashley Young, no, he's always shirked tackles rather than Valencia.
As I say, Ashley Young, I'll be honest, he did look interesting in pre-season, but that's about it. Ideally, I would want.
I'm not crapping on Ashley Young, by the way.
No, the Birds
that
will
bird
do that.
did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the Birds will do that. But no, I'm just like, you know, I personally would want Luke Shaw to take that left wing back role. You can still have Valencia at right wing back. You could even possibly put Daley Blind there, or he could play left wing back now.
Cal thinks he's Rick Flair.
There's something a bit more, natural, you know, and go from there. But overall,
You lot drawing against Burnley at Turf Moor and looking like you couldn't hit a cow's backside with a banjo.
well, Van Persie
Got
had
to be slightly concerning.
Van Persie had a couple of chances, and I think if he was in form, fully fit, or both, he would have scored though, which makes me think that he's not in form, he's not fully fit. Another thing is, if you look at the rest of the team, look, honestly, that team is shambolic. Honestly, that team is shambolic. It really is, right? From a confidence point of view, not from ability, from a confidence point of view. The confidence is not there, right? As you said, Ashley Young, for all his attempts and purposes at interviewing for the role of wing back, is not a wing back. Okay, that's not his position. So forget that. Centre midfield, you know, Ander Herrera can't get fit soon enough. He really can't. I think the link-up play with the centre backs, the midfield and Juan Mata, the wing backs and Juan Mata, needs to improve greatly. But one of the things that I will say about this game is you can see that there's progress, and whether that was sparked by the capture and the playing of Di Maria, maybe that's too simplistic to say, but you can see that there's progress, and what I'm hoping for is even more progress now at the end of the transfer window, with a couple of days of this new group of players, as Louis van Gaal pointed out them to be, when they play again this weekend. But again, it's for me, it's a work in progress, and it's clearly a work in progress. But there was some progress against Burnley. Was it the progress that we wanted? No, because it wasn't 3 points. But at the same time, it's still progress. And you know, I think that a lot of people, a lot of fans in general, have to remember, once upon a time, Manchester United weren't, you know, the great team that they are or were in the Sir Alex Ferguson era.
But that's a big problem because a lot of Man United supporters don't remember a time before Ferguson.
No, they don't.
And most people, and most supporters in general these days are lazy and won't do research.
Yeah.
They won't do research at all. They'll just go on what the parasitic media and the papers tell them.
So for me,
I think that's a major problem because a lot of those fans have become so used to success that when it disappears, oh my God, this is the worst thing in the world, and all they can think of is knee-jerk reactions to get that back. Would you say that's a fair comment?
I absolutely agree. I think there's a lot of Manchester United fans, as you call them, that are Manchester United fans because of the success that Sir Alex Ferguson had and Sir Alex Ferguson. You know, but as I said to you, prior to Sir Alex Ferguson, were Manchester United all that good? For a long period of time. No, they weren't. And, you know, does it look like we're going back that way? Yes, unfortunately it does. And having said that, you know, I have to say that, you know, the impact of Sir Alex Ferguson retiring is absolutely huge on absolutely everyone at the club. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse whatsoever. You know, I'm not going to excuse the players. I'm not going to excuse the coaching staff that was there under David Moyes. At the end of the day, it's not about certain managers. It's about the club. And the thing about Sir Alex Ferguson, and his legacy is already cemented with his statue and his stand, okay? If you really want to play for him, if you really want to honour him, even though he's not manager of the club anymore, go out and play.
There's a very
Represent the club.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's not happening. And Louis van Gaal has something that he needs to do, which is go and rebuild that squad.
I've got
And
a question.
I'm hoping he's doing that with the players and the mentality. I really do.
In terms of that, I have been rebuilding in that. I've got a quick question for you.
Go on.
Some of you United fans were mocking us when we were going through this exact same thing. So it's a bit ironic, but it's one of them.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm waiting for you to continue your mocking.
But no. I was going to ask a legitimate question.
What's the question?
I think it was on the Telegraph or the Independent, who and someone basically spoke and did a blog about Man United, and a lot of what's happening now can be blamed on Alex Ferguson, David Gill, among others.
Absolutely.
In terms of them dropping the ball in like the last 3-4 transfer windows.
Absolutely.
In terms of them dropping the ball and not securing for the future, buying mediocre players, with obviously Ferguson believing in his ability to be able to turn them into world beaters, but it just hasn't happened because they're just average. They're not that damn good like Triple H used to be in 2000. They're just that damn average like Bob Holly, for instance. Mid-Carter reference there, OWS. But the fact of the matter is, do you agree with those sentiments?
Absolutely.
That your failings now and last season, it was building up to it. It had been building for a number of years. Do you believe that? And there's been a lot of failings in the window in that?
No, absolutely. I mean, you look at the likes of, say, Paul Pogba, and you can go and check out my blog about the curious case of Paul Pogba, however many moons ago, right? And I will say this: Paul Pogba should have never been allowed to leave, ever, not in a billion years. Right? Even though Paul Scholes came back, he should have been playing the majority of the games. He should be leading that midfield now. But he's not there. He's been allowed to leave. You look at the money that they got for Cristiano Ronaldo. Most of that money was squandered horrifically. Right? You look at the signing of Juan Mata, very good player. For me personally, I look at the likes of Shinji Kagawa and I say the reason why he's left the club now, Juan Mata. Why was Juan Mata signed in the first place?
Shinji. What's the matter with you, Shinji?
Right? What's
the matter with you?
He didn't need to be
We'll
signed
get into that,
because everything that Juan Mata does, Shinji Kagawa can do, and can do it with a modicum of pace. And then, of course, you have Marouane Fellaini, where I say, what was he brought in to actually do? What is his role in this team? It's non-existent. So
he's your sole representative of the Hair Bear bunch.
But as I say, all of that, if you reinvest that money, and I say you take that Fellaini money and you buy someone like Yohan Cabaye, the story's totally different. Do you know what I mean? Like even the likes of William Carvalho, why were we not looking at signing him last year? Why was he not signed last year? Do you know what I mean? So there's lots of different ways to go about it. Even Gabriel Obertan, at the time he was signed, yes, he was highly touted, and he actually did look quite good if you were watching League 1.
He also looked like Mikel Silvestri's illegitimate love child.
Yes,
too.
he did. Yes, he did. And Nicky Butt.
Peanut boy.
And Nicky Butt is Mikel Silvestri and Nicky Butt's illegitimate love child. But yeah, no. Having said all that, that money squandered again. So I just don't know. I really just don't know. But I'm hoping now that this gets put right. That's what I'm hoping for.
I just want to jump on a few of those points here because I got to say, I categorically disagree with everything that was said there. No, not for the and also the article sentiments that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Because we discussed this before. Alex Ferguson, he's a manager that gets the best out of people, and he got the best out of that Manchester United team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, how you can blame him for not providing for the future? Because
I don't think it's just blaming him. The article was talking about because
the articles
if you drop from champions to 7th, you can't just blame that on one person. That's a group of things.
Well, just let me finish off what I'm saying first. Well, it's at the end of the day, like, how can you blame the article you said was blaming him and Woodward and others in the Manchester United board for not supplying for the future? Obviously it makes it sound like they weren't buying the right academy players, they weren't buying the right superstars.
No. Wait, hang on.
Wait.
No, wait.
Let me finish. That's what's being said here. But at the end of the day, you appointed a manager called David Moyes as a replacement to Alex Ferguson. Now that's where the mistakes happen. It's not Alex Ferguson. You can't put any blame on Alex Ferguson. What Alex Ferguson done? He supplied Man United. He supplied Man United with a 20-year footing where they've won so much, where they've done so much. He built up an academy. He supplied them with future stars. Yeah. Look, you look at that squad that went to that lost to MK Dons the other day. Yeah, you look at like 4 of those players, they won the Premiership. Some of them have won the Premiership twice.
Yeah, but that makes that result even worse.
Yeah, but is that Alex Ferguson's fault? It can't be Alex Ferguson's fault. That's like Jersey says.
If you got to bear in mind, if he's the one who invested in them.
What do you mean? But he's gone. That's not his fault. They were winning stuff with him. How can they win stuff with him? A new manager comes in, they can't win anything with that new manager. Yeah, another manager comes in, they're still not gelling or providing the same sort of performances. How can you then go back 2 years and blame Alex Ferguson, who left them when they won the league with them? That doesn't make sense. That just doesn't make sense.
But you gotta look at it like this. If something was left on such strong foundations, it shouldn't crumble this quickly.
What do you mean it should? Yeah, but that was down to mismanagement with the last manager. When you think about it, look. At the end of the day, when David Moyes got appointed, I said that's a joke appointment.
Yeah, but any
there were many Man United fans that were saying that's a joke appointment. They couldn't believe that you go from a manager who had 20 years experience, who has won multiple leagues, Champions Leagues, he's won cups, domestic cups, and you go to another manager who basically hasn't won anything at the club as well. All he's known for is, having a good 8-year spell of, having a team, in the top 10 of the league.
Yeah, but that squad should still be able to perform. I mean, it's one of them. The manager might have changed, but the personnel is the same.
No, never, because he came in and he changed most of the personnel. But he came in and changed most of the personnel.
It's only the backroom.
Wait. What?
No, it's the backroom stuff. I'm talking about the players.
Wait. He came in and changed the backroom stuff, which you've got to give credit was Alex Ferguson's force. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, if he comes in and does that, what does that say to you? What is Alex Ferguson's fault as well? That he got rid of them?
I'm not saying that.
So,
but
the fact that people are trying to blame it on Alex Ferguson now. No. It's a cheap shot.
It's not just blaming it on Ferguson. It's not blaming it just on Ferguson, because the article does actually state a lot of kind of systematic failings, such as transfers. Such as some of the transfers that have been made over the past few years.
Yeah.
That have been like, ooh, it's like, nah, not really. Them transfers that have been made.
Jemba, one Ron.
No, not that far. No, not that far.
No, but I would even go as far back to those. I would.
Yeah, but
because you look at those.
Wait, you can't.
No, but it's talking about in the last few years. That guys like Welbeck, Cleverley, among others.
Welbeck came through.
Welbeck came through the academy.
Yeah, but we're talking about these kind of players who have not kicked on. Since beating Arsenal 8-2. Whilst Ferguson was there. Yeah. And they had another year or two under Ferguson after that result. And it was like, yeah, these guys might be something, but they've not kicked on since.
But as I say, the thing with Danny Welbeck, right, because I think he honestly gets a bit of a bum rap. The thing specifically with Danny Welbeck, he's a centre forward. When he was at Man United, it was only after he'd come back from loan on Sunderland, where he actually played as centre forward. After that, he kept on getting shutted on the left wing, shutted on the right wing, and he never got to play centre forward really. Then you buy Van Persie. Van Persie jumps in front of the queue by default because Van Persie's quality. There's no two ways about that. And Danny Welbeck never sees that day again. Same with Chicharito Hernandez. Now he's on loan at Real Madrid because the pecking order in front of him is ridiculous. So, I think that's a little bit unfair. But like I say, when you look at players like Paul Pogba, never should have left. That never should have happened. Like, you got Gerard Piqué. If he was, he should have stayed. If more was done to appease him, Giuseppe Rossi, again, he could have stayed. He could have solved a lot of problems going forward as a striker. But he's gone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
wait,
wait, hold on.
You gotta say a lot of those cases though. It never really affected you.
No, in that the team.
Well, when you're well, you know what? To put a full stop on this because we got to move on. It's a case of when you're winning stuff, no one complains. It's only when you start losing that people complain, which is why I'm surprised that Newton Heath scarves ain't come back out. But anyway, leaving that one. But Man City 0, Stoke 1 in probably the shock result of the weekend. The youth scored on 58 minutes, the only goal of the game.
Goal of the week.
Yeah, goal of the week contender easily. But the fact of the matter is, City had their chances. Yaya Toure had a penalty denied, but it's the theatrical way that he went down. I think that was the reason that the ref didn't give it. Look, it would have been soft. It would have been as soft as Joe Allen's, but we're coming back into that. Newcastle 3, Crystal Palace 3. Dwight Gale scoring in the first minute. Good goal as well. Janmaat scored on 37 minutes. Aaron scored on 73 minutes. Williamson scored on 88 minutes.
No relation.
There we go. Punchin scored on 48 minutes, and Wilfred Zaha scored on 95 minutes. There was about 8 minutes of stoppage time when Alan Pardew was not happy and thought there should have been a little less. But hey, Zaha scored, and it was written in the stars for Zaha to score. It really was. Not written in the stars a million miles away. Hate that tune. So anyway. But QPR 1, Sunderland 0. Charlie Austin getting the only goal of the game in first half stoppage time, actually. Swansea 3, West Brom 0. Nathan Dyer scoring on 2 minutes. Wayne Routledge scoring on 24 minutes. Nathan Dyer scoring again on 71 minutes. West Ham 1, Southampton 3. Mark Noble scoring on 27 minutes. Morgan Schneiderlin scoring on 45 and 68 minutes. And Pele scoring on 83 minutes. Everton 3 in the game of the week, it must be said. Everton 3, Chelsea 6. Diego Costa scored in the first minute. Ivanovic scored on 3 minutes. Morales scored on 45 minutes to reduce the arrears. Seamus Coleman scored an own goal on 67 minutes. And Diego Costa, why did you have to disrespect Seamus Coleman and just go all up in his grill like that?
Why you all in his grill?
Can you pay his bills?
Why you all?
Let him know if you will.
If you will, baby.
But Seamus Coleman's, it was one of them ones. But Tim Howard stuck up for his little teammate, for his young teammate. Stephen Naismith scored on 69 minutes, but Matic scored on 74 minutes. Good goal as well. 76 minutes. Samuel Eto'o scored on his debut for Everton. Ramirez, aka JBK, scored on 77 minutes. Diego Costa scored on 90 minutes as well. Ramirez's goal, quality. I feel that little Mikel Bacchio goal for that as well. Quality stuff. But let's move on to Sunday. Aston Villa 2, Hull City 1. Gabby Agbonlahor Gabby Agbonlahor scored on 14 minutes.
Why?
Not my line.
Why? But then I'm saying, look to your left though.
And that's it.
Yes.
Andy Weimann scored on 36 minutes, and Nikita Jelavic scored on 74 minutes. The defending on those two goals for Villa, terrible. And Villa actually hit the post on the free kick as well, so it was one of them ones. But Tottenham 0, Liverpool 3. Raheem Sterling scoring on 8 minutes. And you know, it was a lovely finish. And the build-up play for Raheem Sterling's goal from Henderson to Sturridge down wide on the right. And then his ball back into Henderson. Henderson's pass around the corner to Sterling. Brilliant goal. Gerrard scored a 49th minute penalty. Soft penalty it was, yes. But at the same time, I said, if Deere didn't pull Joe Allen, he would have had no reason to go down and would have got booked for simulation. So Deere, it's one of them ones. Deere, if you don't pull anyone, you ain't got no problem. But Moreno on 60 minutes, just as soon as Andros Townsend had come on, Moreno robbed him of the ball, ran clean down the left-hand side unopposed, and a lovely side rule finish to Lloris's left. And you know what? With the live bird upon my chest. That's the result I love the best from this weekend. Tottenham, Spuds, you are Jay Brones and always will be. Top 4's just out of reach. Sorry about your damn luck. By the way, Lovren really should have had a penalty and a yellow card given against him for that pull on Adebayor. A Skirtle-esque pull on Adebayor. G-Man, next result is yours.
What do you think of Tottenham? What do you think of... Okay. But yeah, we're moving on. Leicester City 1, Arsenal 1, and Sanchez
Opened the scoring on 20.
Yeah, Sanchez opening the scoring on 20 minutes. Sonogo basically mistiming a shot himself, but actually, fortunately, setting up Sanchez to score.
Sonogo was lucky because he would have had serious egg on his face.
But then moments later, 2 minutes later, should I say, Euler scored on 22 minutes.
Ulloa's header was, well, they were saying that Koscielny was injured after that clash of heads earlier with Shuck, I think it was.
Yo, take this back. What did you call him?
Shuck? Schmuck?
No,
Schlupp, that's it.
But what did you call the other guy? Ulloa.
Ulloa.
No, Ulloa.
Ulloa.
No, Ulloa. I'm British, mate. It's Ulloa. Right.
Say what you see what you say.
All right.
Catchphrase.
But I'm sorry, what you saying?
No. What's it? Ulloa's going on 22 minutes. His header actually wasn't bad, but it's one of them when some people were saying Koscielny was injured.
No, it was at the detriment of I
just didn't get up for the header.
I personally think it was bad decision making by the Arsenal physio team, because basically Koscielny did get clattered when him and Schlupp came to head, and he looked really dizzy. He looked really out of place. He was all over the place for a couple of minutes before that goal. And when the goal came over, when the cross came in from Schlupp into the box, Koscielny was in a great position to header it out. But it's like, you know, when you're in a position you feel I can get to this, but then you realise that if you header it, your head's going to be taken or it's going to be hurting. It's like he kind of ducked out of it, and Ulloa was behind him. So ended 1-1, but you know. The game ended 1-1. It was a very disappointing performance by Arsenal. There's not much I can really say about it. We should have won the game. We had countless chances to score. Sonogo having some of the best of them. You know, the big talk was about who was going to start up front, and I was semi-shocked to see Sonogo up front, considering Sanchez had scored during the week when against Besiktas, and I thought he played pretty well.
£30 million goal, really.
Yeah, and him playing up front by himself, it pretty worked. He's a workhorse, but having Sonogo there, you know, he's pretty much inexperienced, and it's like being stuck between a rock and a hard place. The only way he's going to get experience is if you keep playing him. Yeah.
Or send him on loan.
And especially when you play him against teams there you feel really we should be beaten. Yeah. And that's what I think this Leicester City match was. It was the team really we should be beaten. The type of squad we had out, we had pretty much a full squad, bar some. But you know what? 1-1. You know, still unbeaten. Only the third game of the season. Can't cry over spilt milk. Move on. Got Manchester City next. Bring on the Manx.
I mean, Mike Arneman, did you want to jump in? You said a couple of things in the Skype chat.
Yeah, I'm just confused and a bit puzzled of why Jack Wilshere didn't start after the way that he performed in midweek. I know maybe he needs a bit of a rest to get himself, you know, recovering a little bit because he's had quite a lot of game time. But we got 3 subs. Why don't even give him half hour, 20 minutes, whatever? Get him on, and I just know he would have made a difference. Leicester, fantastic side. One of the best sides that we'll face away from home this season. The way they went at the game, absolutely brilliant. I'll give them credit for everything that they've done. And I think anyone that goes to Leicester and gets a point or a victory this season, we're going to have to work really, really hard.
I mean, Wayne Schumann, you wanted to jump in as well.
I mean, I thought we played okay. I didn't think we played great, as I said earlier. I've yet to look at Arsenal yet and say, wow, we look good. You know, the only team so far this season that I've looked at and think, wow, they look good have been Chelsea. But I don't know. I mean, it just puzzles me. Like why did Wenger leave Podolski on the bench and bring him on with 15 minutes to go? It's a bit too late then to even, you know, sort of do anything. I mean, Podolski come on and he had a shot at goal a couple of minutes into the match, and it just puzzled me. It's like Zanogo's, he just ain't doing it for me, and I don't think he's. I personally think that he'll probably leave at the end of this season because I don't think he's good enough. And as I said, I can't talk about Arsenal at the moment because it's depressing me. It just puzzled me in this transfer window fee as well. I've had so many reports come through on Facebook and everything that we are getting Danny Welbeck for 16 million.
Well, as I said, that's still in the kind of rumor stage. None of it is done. But hold that thought, because it is actually about that time. Considering transfers are going to be kind of the modus operandi right now, it's a case of let's jump into quite a bit off.
Generally, talking points.
Wow. Wow.
Because I like the way, yeah, I like the way she. Yeah, I like the way we. I like the way we. We like the way. Yeah, we like the way you. Come on, cause we like the way. It's Monday. Let's go. Yeah. One more time.
It's deadline day and we've got transfers to go through.
Cause we like the way she.
On Sky Sports News, I'd like to know
what your name is.
Their new presenter is. It's time for some transfers. Yeah, let's go into some transfers that are done. Transfer day. Javier Hernandez joins Real Madrid. Man United striker Javier Hernandez has joined Spanish side Real Madrid on a season-long loan. He's under contract with United until June 2016, but he will provide backup at the Bernabeu for first-choice striker Karim Benzema. Crystal Palace have signed Wigan's James McArthur for £7 million. They agreed the deal at 5 to 9 tonight. 26-year-old looked set to join Leicester City last week, but the Foxes pulled out of the deal after signing Esteban Cambiaso instead. We're going to come back to that one, because that's quite a surprising one. Let's go into Abel Hernandez joins. Speaking of Hernandez, Abel Hernandez joins Hull in a £10 million deal. Hull City have signed Uruguay striker Abel Hernandez from Palermo for a club record fee thought to be £10 million. He signed a 3-year deal, which the Tigers have the option of extending for a further 12 months. A few other deals to go through. From the 20th of August, we're going to just recap a couple. Leroy Fair went to QPR for a reported fee of £8 million for a 3-year contract at Loftus Road. £16 million. Mario Balotelli went to Liverpool from AC Milan. That was confirmed last Monday. And apparently he's going to lose £2 million a year if he misbehaves after agreeing to a significant pay cut. Di Maria joined for £59.7 million on the 26th of August 2014. Angel Di Maria left Real Madrid to join Man United. He can play as a central attacking midfielder, spent 4 seasons at Madrid, but was deemed surplus to requirements following the signings of James Rodriguez and Toni Kroos. One of them was also Real Madrid's Xabi Alonso completes transfer to Bayern Munich on Friday, 29th of August 2014. That's good. That is good. Alonso, who announced his retirement with Spain last Wednesday as well, and spoke to the media on Friday after joining the German champions, fought for a fee thought to be in the region of £8 million. That is cheap for Alonso. Marcos Rojo, Man United signing's debut held up by visa delay. Marcos Rojo's Man United debut is being held up by claims of a row with a neighbour in Argentina in 2010. The 24-year-old, completed a £16 million switch from Sporting Lisbon 11 days ago, 20th of August 2014. But a criminal investigation means he is yet to obtain the required working visa. Agar, Daniel Agar. Hey, Dagger, see you later, man. Thank you for your service. Daniel Agar, on the 30th of August 2014, Liverpool confirmed that Daniel Agar sealed a permanent return to his former team, Brøndby. The 29-year-old, a two-club man, started his career with the Danish outfit, progressing through the ranks at the Brøndby Stadion, spending a decade with the Superliga side. During almost 9 years with Liverpool, the centre-back made 232 appearances, scoring 14 goals and lifting one trophy of the 2012 Carling Cup, and after starting the final against Cardiff City at Wembley. West Ham snare Alex Song on loan. Song, who's 26, this was from the 30th of August 2014. Song, who's 26, has spent the last 2 seasons at Nou Camp following his £15 million move from Arsenal in the summer of 2012, playing 39 La Liga matches and winning a title in 2012-2013. Chelsea reached an agreement with AC Milan over Fernando Torres over a loan transfer, and they actually got Loic Remy on loan as well. But Fernando Torres has now left Chelsea for AC Milan on a 2-year loan deal. Tottenham have signed Federico Fazio from Sevilla to strengthen their defence. Fazio joins Tottenham on a 4-year contract, and the centre-half had an £8 million release clause at Sevilla. He has moved after the sale of Michael Dawson to Hull City for an undisclosed fee. Michael Dawson moved to the KC Stadium on a 3-year contract. Spurs are actually, oddly enough, facing a legal row over Fazio from August 29th, 2014. August 29th. Sevilla President Jose Castro still claims Federico Fazio is still contracted to the Spanish club despite Tottenham unveiling the player as a new signing. Despite Spurs reportedly paying $6.3 million release clause for the Argentine defender, Castro says the money was not with his La Liga side. So there's something that we're going to keep an eye on. Wilfried Zaha, Crystal Palace re-signed Man United winger on loan. Crystal Palace have re-signed Wilfried Zaha from Man United on a season-long loan. The 21-year-old signed for United from Palace in January 2013 for £15 million and finished his season that year on loan at his old club, helping them win promotion, and then went to United. He was one of them who went for the promise of Fergie, and Fergie buggered off as soon as he got there. But Leicester City signed Esteban Cambiasso on a 1-year contract. Leicester City signed the 34-year-old who was a free agent after leaving Inter, and he joins the Premier League newcomers on a 1-year contract. He spent a decade with Inter and was part of the side that won the Champions League under Jose Mourinho in 2010. Once part of the famous Real Madrid squad featuring Zinedine Zidane, Luis Figo, and David Beckham, Cambiasso has been capped by Argentina more than 50 times. Samuel Eto'o signs for Everton on a 2-year deal, and he's already up and running in goals from Tuesday, 26th of August 2014. The 33-year-old signed a 2-year contract with Roberto Martinez aside, with the length of the deal on offer from Everton a factor in the striker's decision. Eto'o had been earmarked for a move to Liverpool in the event of Brendan Rodgers cooling on Mario Balotelli, but with his former Inter teammate sealing a £16 million transfer to Anfield, he moved to the other side of Stanley Park. Well done, Blue Noses, taking our cast-offs. But anyway, Loic Remy, Chelsea complete £10.5 million signing of QPR striker from August 31st, 2014. Chelsea announced the signing of QPR striker Loic Remy on a 4-year deal. Chelsea triggered a £10.5 million release clause in Remy's contract on Saturday lunchtime, and then he was left out of QPR's squad to face Sunderland. Arsenal also made an inquiry for the Frenchman on Saturday night, but quickly ended their interest. Chelsea had been seeking to reinforce their attack after Fernando Torres moved to AC Milan on loan. Oh, that's gross. Oh my god. Shinji Kagawa, midfielder Shinji Kagawa has rejoined Borussia Dortmund from Manchester United for an undisclosed fee. It's believed to be about $6.5 million of it. One of them was the 25-year-old signed a 4-year deal with the German club for whom he played from 2010 to 2012 prior to his move to Old Trafford for £12 million. Daley Blind celebrates with wine after Man United and Ajax agree a £13.8 million deal. Holland World Cup star surprised at how quickly the transfer was agreed and how he toasted his move to Old Trafford with his family and his girlfriend. That move was actually completed tonight. Radmel Falcao, yesterday, 31st of August 2014, Man United agreed transfer deadline day loan move for Colombia striker Radmel Falcao in a £6 million season-long loan deal from Monaco. Falcao, who is actually involved in a medical right now as we speak, has been linked during the summer with a move away from Monaco, who he joined for £50 million in May 2013. He scored 11 goals in 20 appearances for Monaco and has 2 in 3 games this season. The deal includes an option to buy the striker for €55 million, 43.5 million. At the end of the loan spell. Micah Richards travelled to Fiorentina to complete a loan deal today, Monday 1st of September 2014. Manchester City's longest serving player, Micah Richards, has actually completed that earlier tonight to go to Fiorentina on loan, which could be turned into a permanent transfer next summer. Now, a couple of managerial movings and shaking. Sorry, Sky, I've been distracted again. A couple managerial movings and shakings. Pussy Galore's Flying Circus. Okay. I don't know what you're looking at, Jesse, but hey. Neil Warnock named as Crystal Palace's new manager. The 65-year-old who was at Palace between 2007 and 2010 has signed a 2-year contract after being chosen ahead of ex-West Brom boss Steve Clarke. Palace chairman and co-owner Steve Parish has turned to Warnock as a successor to Tony Pulis after Malky Mackay was ruled out last week. There's a big issue behind that, and we will get to that in future shows, so stick with us on that. Now, it's funny because Neil Warnock's Premier League managerial record, 59 matches, won 14, drawn 14, lost 31. Goals for, 54, goals against 93, points 56, a win ratio of a mere 24%. Not great, not great. The G-Man has said in the past he's a promotions manager. But speaking of managers, that's one being hired. One who was fired, and I'm gonna get into this. I've been waiting a week for this. 28th of August 2014, Dave Hockaday sacked after 6 games. Not 6 league games, not 6 cup games, 6 in all competitions. Leeds United manager Dave Hockaday has been sacked after only 6 games in charge of the Championship club. Assistant manager Junior Lewis was also dismissed, with Neil Redfern taking over until a permanent replacement is appointed. Until a permanent person is appointed. Now, going on, Hockaday was a shock appointment in June with his only managerial experience at non-league Forest Green. Leeds were beaten by Bradford in the League Cup after losing 4-1 at Watford on Saturday, as we mentioned. But Dave Hockaday's results in the Championship: Millwall 2, Leeds 0 from 9th of August. League Cup first round, Leeds won 2-1 against Accrington Stanley on the 12th of August. In the Championship, they won 1-0 against Middlesbrough on Saturday, 16th of August. They lost 2-0 to Brighton on the 19th of August in the Championship. They lost 4-1 to Watford on the 23rd. And in the League Cup second round, they lost 2-1 to Bradford on the 27th of August. Owner Massimo Cellino had been set to fire Hockaday at the weekend, but changed his mind and said, "It's too simple to sack him. I am more responsible than him now." But just 5 days later, the former Cagliari owner has done another U-turn and ended Hockaday's unhappy reign, which saw 2 wins and 4 defeats. The results since the start of the season have meant we needed to act and make this decision, said Cellino, who took control of Leeds in April. After the defeat at Bradford, I realised my decision to keep David at the club following the defeat at Watford was wrong, and I had to change my mind on the coach's position. As a club, we will now begin our search for a new head coach. Now, from BBC Radio Leeds' Adam Pope, in the shark-infested waters of Championship management, the United fans, let alone Cellino, were not prepared to give the former non-league boss the chance to swim. Any remnant of goodwill had already disintegrated last Saturday in the 4-1 collapse at Watford amidst cries of, "You don't know what you're doing." Cellino's notoriously trigger-happy approach to his coaches affords him the nickname of Il Manglianatore. I hope I pronounced that one right. Jesse, you should be helping me with that one. The surprise for many is that the manager Eater left it this long before firing the fatal bullet. Now, you know what, yeah? Remember at Cagliari, 22 years, he sacked 36 managers. Now, the fact of the matter is, there's been a lot of moving and shaking in terms of transfers. So I'm going to take this. So let's take this. You know what? Yeah. It's one of them ones. Fair going to QPR, good reinforcement. Balotelli going to Liverpool, good reinforcement. He looked actually quite lively and should have scored at least once actually, as it happened. What the hell? Should have scored at least once against Tottenham. First game. But the misbehaving thing, the apparent clause in the contract about misbehaving, smart move. Just a nice little backup. You can kind of double back on that. But as said, as I've said to many people, if Mario Balotelli gets his head down and focuses, then he can be something special. So, but in regards to Di Maria going to Man United for 59 million, well done, Man United. You paid for James Rodriguez, and for you lot are wrong. But paying 59 million for Angel Di Maria, I'm sorry, but I think that's way overpriced. I mean, that's overpriced. I really do. He's a good player, but 59 million, no. Xabi Alonso going to Bayern Munich for only about 8 million. I'm surprised no one else went in for it. I'm really surprised no one else went in for it. The Rojo deal being held up by the visa delay. I think if he won them ones, even if they can't get a visa for him, he's Man United's player, and they'll probably just put him out on loan somewhere where his visa will clear, where he's all right to play. So if he won them ones. But Agar going back to Bromby, thank you, Dago, thank you, because you've been a superb player. Always been a fan of his. I've said to a number of people in the past that he was our equivalent of a Rio Ferdinand at Man United, but the ball-playing centre back. And Dago was quality. After all his injury problems early in his career, under Benitez, he got behind that. And that pile, I'll always remember that pile driver against West Ham. Yeah, the pile driver. West Ham getting Alex Song on loan was a surprise. It was weird. The rumour mills were linking in with Liverpool, and then boom, West Ham out of the blue. It's like, okay, that's a great signing for West Ham.
Yeah.
Even on just the season's loan, that's fantastic.
No, absolutely. But then having said that, though, if he returns to his World Cup form, right, and I'm talking specifically when he got sent off, then you can see why Barcelona want rid of him.
Yeah, it was what's it? The Dusty Rose bionic elbow.
It was even that, or some kind of Tom.
Dusty Rose, baby. At least he didn't do the Paul Orndorff wiggly elbow. Mr. Wonderful.
But yeah, if he returns to his World Cup form where he's elbowing people, then absolute waste. If he returns to the form, before he left Arsenal to go to Barcelona, then as you say, absolute steal.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of things that were hilarious, actually, we've got some funny quotes, tweets in regards to Torres later, but Torres going to AC Milan. In regards to Torres out on loan, Remy in, good move. Very good move.
Yeah, I mean,
very good move. There must be eyebrows raised that Arsenal apparently expressed an interest on Saturday night and quickly withdrew it. There's got to be something more to that. Some people are saying there's got to be more to him failing a medical at Liverpool. So
yeah, but then there
Chelsea
has to be a reason why Chelsea picked him up.
Yeah.
There's no way he's that broken when Chelsea picked him up.
Yeah.
But then having said that, though, I think he plays two very different roles. At Chelsea, he's probably the number 3.
Yeah, he's going to be
behind Costa, behind Didier Drogba, la 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 la. So, but then at Liverpool, he's like 1B, isn't he? Kind of playing alongside Sturridge, like how Balotelli is now. So if he does have those medical concerns, then yeah, you don't really want him as the 1B. But as a number 3, right?
Don't worry about that 1B. Want him as a number 3. Yeah. Federico Fazio, good signing. That dude is tall. And it's like, no, it's serious.
No,
he is beanpole. But no, it's one of them was letting Dawson go, but signing a replacement for him. Smart move by Pochettino. I know Tyrone Dominique in the post-match playmaker group was very happy about that because it's addressing Tottenham's defensive railings. Which is smart. But the legal row, I think I mean, if that money didn't go through, then the powers that be wouldn't have let that deal be ratified. So I think Sevilla's I think Sevilla's president Jose Castro is just I think he's just trying it on. Zaha going back to Palace, smart move. He'll get game time there and guaranteed game time, and it will reignite his career. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be very, very good for him because he's not getting game time at United, and he wouldn't have got it anytime soon. Probably so. That's why I am. Esteban Cambiasso for Leicester. That's a superb move. Even though he's 34, the wealth of experience he brings, and he's going to help Ulloa as well, who on Match of the Day, they were like, hey, you got your compatriot in the side, man. What do you reckon? And Ulloa was that day. He brings so much experience, and also I can speak in Spanish. He said that after the Arsenal match yesterday, so it was one level. Eto'o signing for Everton on a 2-year deal.
I think it's a brilliant signing for them.
It is good. He'll do well at Everton. He'll get regular game time. The expectation won't be there. And similar to Cambiasso at Leicester, the quality, the pedigree is there. Even though he's 5 years past his prime, I think at Everton he'll do well because the expectation won't be as high.
And he doesn't, as you say, the expectation is not. He doesn't have to play as many games, or he doesn't have to play a vital role in as many games. And he's shown he will score goals.
The Kagawa to Dortmund thing is a damn shame. That is a damn shame. I think you lot maybe could have sent him there on loan and then brought him back. But Kagawa's time at Man United will be looked upon as a waste.
It is.
Because most of the time, when he did... Di Maria's not the most handsome looking fella. But yeah, it's one of them ones where Shinji Kagawa barely played, and when he did play, it was like, I remember that free Shinji thing.
Yeah.
I just love the fact that he's gone back for like half the price you paid for him. After a year ago, when Moyes wasn't playing him, it was like, free Shinji, he's going to be the Man United saviour. What happened to that? Jesse, what happened to that? I thought he was going to be your saviour last season.
No, but this is the thing.
And then he ended up didn't get played.
He should have been.
Now he's buggering off back. He's buggering off.
Absolutely should have been. And here's the thing. They say that, top quality players can play together no matter what. I have no idea why it didn't work out with him and Juan Mata. The two of them should have just interchanged positions periodically, and that should have been the end of the discussion, to be absolutely fair. But that didn't happen.
She reminds me of Lala Anthony from MTV.
Who?
She's slimmer than Lala Anthony.
Who?
We'll
Google her in a minute. But yeah, I don't know why that didn't happen. And for him to go back for half the price, no idea. But I tell you what I think will happen. This will probably be one of those Zaha effect things, to be perfectly frank.
Slimmer version.
Perfect. It'll probably be one of those Wilfried Zaha things where he goes back, he's comfortable, the fans love him, the players love him, and yeah, he just kicks on and goes back to pre-Manchester United form, which makes you wonder, why did that happen in the first place? You know what I mean? Like, why he couldn't be integrated in that team, I have no idea. But I've said it before, I think that the Juan Mata signing was kiss of death to his Man United career. I really do. Because ideally, they're the same player. And for me, personally, because of the pace that he has and his trickery, I would have played Kagawa over Mata to the point where I would have at least tried Kagawa in that position before actually having Mata and putting Mata there. That's what I would have done personally. But, it is what it is. It's done now, and we have to live with it, unfortunately.
No, true.
But I will say this. In signing their old players, or their former players, Dortmund have got stronger over the last few seasons. So they've got Nuri Sahin back, and they've got Kagawa back. So we talk about the loss of players like Mario Götze. Well, for you to get Sahin back and to get Kagawa back for, peanuts compared to what you sold Götze for.
Yeah.
Fantastic business by Dortmund, needs to be said.
Well, speaking of good business, it's a case of Daley Blind. I think is a very good buy.
I think he's a necessary buy. Never mind a good buy.
Yeah, of course. I mean, defense was your problem last season, and you've addressed it with what? With Rojo. Who we were figuring. Lost a couple of weeks back, but Rojo. And Blind as well. It's a case of two good signings there. The Falcao one, I think Falcao's overpriced. $6 million for a loan.
Well, when
and an option to buy him for 55 million. Even if you chalk off that 6 million, that's still 49 million pounds.
No, it is.
That's pricey.
It is a lot, but when you look at his goal scoring record, literally everywhere he's gone, the thing that he's done is score goals. And right about now, when you look at that Manchester United team, you have to say the problem that they have, aside from a leaky defence, is scoring goals. So right about now, I
But
think
then when Van Persie and Rooney are firing on all cylinders, then
yes, but it's a matter of when and how long is that. And if Van Persie reportedly needs knee surgery, if that's true, then
he's out for at least 2-3 months.
Exactly, and you're going to need someone to replace his goals. Who does that? Hernandez, who could have possibly done that, he's at Real Madrid warming the bench.
I was going to ask what you think of that, because I think it's one of them was he's moving to get game. I think he was leaving Man United to get some game time, but he might not get much at all.
No, he won't.
He's got even less chance there.
Yeah, I think in terms of his marketability, it's absolutely fantastic. I think he will, they will sell shirts. He will make money, in terms of his image rights. But in terms of him playing important games, that won't happen. Yeah.
There's a very interesting thing in Tales from the Secret Footballer about how Madrid fund their deals. It makes financial fair play look like even more of a joke.
So as I say, that part of it won't happen. No, he's not Champions League title. Yeah, he can come on and make the substitute appearance in the Champions League, maybe play the lesser important cup games in the Spanish Cup or whatever. But aside from that, what game time is he realistically getting? Not much. Like, who is he kicking out of that starting 11? No one. So does that move make sense to go from one bench to another bench? No. But at the same time, I think that space needed to be freed up. So that natural goal scorer, that box in the box, he's out of the squad. So you've now replaced that and potentially, got cover for Robin Van Persie in Falcao. So for that, it's a good move. For the fact that the team is struggling to score goals, again, good move. But it's almost, the same imbalance that Louis van Gaal was talking about is still there. So now it's a matter of, okay, we probably can't defend for anything. We're as good as a sieve with hot water going through it defensively. But going forward, we'll probably, tear you to shreds with what we've got going forward. So it's almost like now. It's
almost like United, are kind of, in a way, were kind of going like what Newcastle circa 97.
Pretty much.
95, 97. We'll just outscore you.
Just outscore you. We won't worry about defending. We will just outscore you. We will out-attack you. And that'll be it. But I think, the Daily Blind signing, absolutely fantastic for me personally. I thought he was one of the players of the World Cup. Personally, I would have taken him, Ron Vlaar, and or Bruno Martins-Indi, who, as you know, was one of my favourite players of the World Cup.
It's just the eyes you got.
But Ron Vlaar deal won't happen. Hopefully that will happen in January with Tom Cleverley going the other way, plus a little bit of pocket change on top, just to get rid of Tom Cleverley.
Hey, Tom Cleverley worth 60 grand a week. He's either smoking or joking.
No.
He ain't even worth 30.
Apparently it's 80 grand.
80? That's even worse. That dude is smoking.
And apparently Sandro has gone to Spurs, gone from Spurs to QPR for £6 million. Apparently, according to the BBC, this is a done deal. I have to say,
I know, mate of mine, Jesse Whittock, was saying about if Harry buys Sandro for 10 million, boy, he could pay for it himself by selling off his mansion. So at least it was 6 mil.
So I think that's a tidy bit of business. Having said that, though,
James McArthur going to Crystal Palace for 7 million.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised, right, that Everton were trying so hard to get the likes of Tom Cleverley and not try and sign him.
Yeah,
or
that's tidy
it's
business.
The same thing with Aston Villa, right? Trying so hard to get Tom Cleverley, why not get McArthur?
I mean, Abel Hernandez joining Hull in a 10 million deal. 10 million is big money for Hull. And you know what? The fact of the matter is, it replaces Shane Long. Yeah. So that's good business. I think that's good business. I think that definitely is good business. They won't have the Europa League to worry about now. So that's not bad. I mean, Liverpool have offloaded Coates to Sunderland for the rest of the season as well. So, and Barini's been in talks with QPR, but apparently that's not going to happen either. And they've got vanishing spray at Loftus Road. Okay, that's tremendous. They've got Chelsea flags and t-shirts. That is mocking.
Oh my goodness.
That is mocking.
I can tell you the only reason why they're there is because they know, because of Harry Redknapp, they're going to be on telly.
Yeah, they just want to get on TV. Yeah.
That is absolutely disgraceful.
I know that guy. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I don't.
Yes, you do.
And he's drove. No, dude on the right looks a bit familiar. No, he's not who I'm thinking it is. He wouldn't be that dumb. But the fact about it, see, this is where transfer deadline day gets a bit stupid, where people are doing anything to get on TV. But speaking of stupid, that's my segue. Neil Warnock being named as Crystal Palace manager. You better hope. Hey, Steve Parrish, you better hope he keeps you up. And I'm not talking about Paul Knight, like Shawn Michaels. Like
I do that.
During that DX election speech in '97. But you better hope he keeps you up, because he's not got the greatest record. I mean, 14 wins, 14 draws, lost 31. His Premier League record's not good. But it's been the monkey, it's been the elephant in the room. Dave Hockaday sacked after 6 games. Congratulations, Leeds. Congratulations, Massimo Cellino. You guys are absolute morons. I'm sorry, but you know what? Yeah, you know what? Leeds United. They really. I'm sorry, but Leeds United, you really need to fix up as a club. Getting rid of a manager after 6 games is pointless. You may as well have just not taken him on in the first place. The fact of the matter is, Leeds is going to end up becoming a managerial graveyard. Bear this in mind, Leeds United fans. Bear this in mind. Cellino hasn't even been there. He's been at the club April? So April, May, June, July, August. The guy's been there 4 months, and you're already looking for your 3rd manager. I'll let that sink in for a second. Do you understand how stupid this is? This looks to me. How in the hell can you sack a manager after 6 games? Mate, how can you know where your season is going after 6 games? And the fact is, if you're going to sack a manager that quickly, don't hire him in the first place. Save yourself £10,000, which is what you've had to pay out in compensation to Hockaday, which was confirmed earlier today. You could have saved yourself £10,000 and saved yourself a whole load of aggro and saved yourself potential flop of the week contention for later on in the show. Leeds United, I don't know what the hell is going on with that club. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna let Booker T say it for me. What my view on the Hockaday situation.
I don't know what the hell's going on here. Wait a minute. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
That's all I can say. That's all I can say. I'm sorry. I think Massimo Cellino is a flaming moron. And the fact is, Leeds United could potentially end up going down the route of Cagliari. 36 managers in 12 years. Sorry, 36 managers in 22 years. That's not even a manager a season. That's, if you boil that down, that's almost a manager pretty much every season. A new manager every season. That's Roman Abramovich. Oh, I can't say that on the show. That's Roman Abramovich flexes. That's Sunderland flexes. That's one of them ones. That is a revolving door of management, which is moronic and means, well, Jazzy Fizzle being resident Italian football expert, it's a case of it's a case of Cagliari have been mired in mediocrity for the past 20 years, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
There we go. And you wonder why. 36 managers in 22 years. Yeah. You can't get any traction. Like Jim Ross and Michael Hayes say in The Rise and Fall of WCW. Mate, if the play callers, if it's a revolving door of play callers or shot callers, you can't get any traction. No. Because you subscribe to one theory, then a season later it changes again. You've got to keep switching. It doesn't help with momentum. And unfortunately, it's one of them ones. This has cost Leeds £10,000. You keep doing that, and that starts to add up after a while. And the bigger the manager you get, the more you're going to have to pay in compensation to outgoing managers. Look at Chelsea. With the Andre Villas-Boas and then the Di Matteo thing. They paid almost £90 million just in compensation fees. Leeds don't want to get to that point, no, because then they really will go out of business. It's one of them ones. It's these better decisions have got to be made at Leeds United for the good of them and for the good of football management. Otherwise, that club is going to become managerial graveyard. We're going to jump into Russ Vernon's views in a second. Mike Harneman, you wanted to jump in first, and then because Russ is a resident Leeds fan, we're going to let him jump in after. but it's one of them. Why can't a man have that at first?
Yeah, I've got to agree with you 100%, Liam. Who's going to want to go to Leeds? Basically, the guy's had 6 games. It's fair enough. The performances might have been there. He might not have been getting the luck, or you don't know what it is really. But 6 games. How can you judge someone after that amount of time? And who's going to be, well, stupid enough to take that position now? Because that's what it is.
Exactly.
And going back to what I said earlier as well, I think they're not going to have anyone else. Neil Redfern or somebody like that is who Leeds are going to have to go with, because he's somebody that's there already, somebody that's with the youth team. They're not going to be able to get their targets anyway, whoever they want.
What? That is a good point. I mean, it's one of them ones. I mean, Russ Vernon, you wanted to jump in on this. Of course, being a Leeds United supporter, let's have your view on it, man. What do you think about him being sacked after only 6 games? Because you were one of the people who seemed to be happy about it when he got sacked. I saw you post on Facebook. You were like, yes, and also, like you were like, oh, if results don't pick up by mid-September, then he should be shown the door. August didn't even finish, and Hockaday was shown the door. What do you reckon?
Well, for me, Liam, as you know, when he first came in, everyone was like, who the hell is there? Who's this manager we've got in? I should have said, hey, coach, just bear with me and say, well, just have a quick drink on X. I'm lost for words at the moment because with everything going on tonight to Leeds. So just bear with me a sec.
Where us?
Yeah, I'm back, Liam. I just had to have a quick drink because I couldn't get my words out properly because everything's been going off tonight at Leeds, which I'll go on to in a minute. But as I was saying about
your view on Hockaday being sacked after 6 games.
Yeah, when he first came in, everyone was wondering who the hell he is, who is it that he's fetched in, and then tonight, when he actually got sacked, because results haven't been great for some time. The football we've been playing, he was showing in games that the players didn't want to look like they didn't want to play for him. Some of the play, and when he actually got sacked last Thursday evening, club captain Jason Pearson was named by Dave Hockaday as the Leeds United club captain. He was gutted. Everyone's disappointed. He should have stayed. So my thing to Jason Pearson and the Leeds players who favoured that tweet, aka Sam Byram, Billy Sharp, who was one of Hockaday's signings for Leeds this summer, and so those were the 2 main ones I can think of, Byram and Billy Sharp. Why are you 3, Pierce, Byram and Sharp, happy that he is gone? Because you guys on the field, it's your job on the field to get results. The manager, before the game and after the game, tells you how he wants you to play. You should go out there, and if things are not going right, Pierce, you should change in a way for the head coach Hockaday or Junior Lewis, his assistant, who actually went with him, because I'm with him.
Which we mentioned, yeah.
Yeah, to change decisions for you. You should know out on that field when to change things around and how to change things around.
But you know what? You know. I want to interject there, because at the end of the day, it's funny. I find it extremely ironic that you're calling out players for not performing on the pitch. But then you were one of the ones who were saying that Hockaday's job was under pressure pretty much from day one, and that he should only be given to mid-September. So in theory, it's living in a glass house and throwing stones. Because I don't know, Jesse G man, if you think, am I talking out of turn here, or
no?
Do you real?
Honestly, I think Russ got what he wished for. Except what he wished for was something totally against everything that needed to happen. And obviously now, after 6 games, you're looking at another manager, and like you said, with this revolving door, I mean, okay, at a bigger club like the likes of Chelsea, you know, where even despite all of that, there's still been success. Because of the success, you can kind of justify it almost, you know, to a lesser extent. The similar thing is happening at, you know, to Barcelona right now. it's happened consistently at a level that Chelsea have, and if not slightly better at Real Madrid, you know. But you have to say that for Leeds, this definitely isn't what they need. You know, you need to find a manager and literally just stick with it. It's as simple as that. I mean, essentially, you have Crystal Palace doing something quite similar, but for Leeds, because of where you are and where you're aspiring to be,
Consistency.
and where you're aspiring to be, this is far worse.
I mean, Russ, you wanted to carry on about the Hockaday second?
Yes, and with results not going well, I thought because last Saturday when we played Watford and we actually lost the game 4-1. In that game we played well up until the sending off that we did against Bradford in last midweek when it was his final game in charge, and we were playing well. We could have got a result out of it, but his Hockaday's tactical management wasn't brilliant because the reason why I'm saying this, guys, we was in games that we was playing well in. When we got Beluski sent off against Watford last Saturday, no, this Saturday, just gone Saturday before, he took off Billy Sharp and left on Antonucci, one of the new signings who just got his international clearance through on Friday and been training with the team since. I think he started training with the team Thursday, got his international clearance on Friday, started him on Saturday and kept him on for the remaining 90 minutes and took Billy Sharp off to fetch the defender on. Why take a proven goal scorer and Billy Sharp off? Because Billy Sharp knows where the net is in this division. He did against Middlesbrough when he scores that winner. Why didn't he keep Billy Sharp on? You know, he could get another equaliser and fetch Cooper on for Antonucci. I think the decision down to that was not down to Hockaday to make that decision. I think Cellino phoned him up and told him to go to take off Sharp and put Antonucci on. But
the fact, but you looking on that. If that was the case, then that's not Hockaday's fault. That's Cellino's fault, and Hockaday has suffered because of Cellino interfering. This is where to sack a manager after 6 games, who, for all intents and purposes, looks like he never really had control in the first place. He was just a yes man or a puppet. Then it looks even more stupid. And it looks even worse on Leeds, but you know what? Jamie Bailey wanted to jump in as well.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Well, you wanted to make a quick point because we've got to move on.
Yeah, basically, I agree with the first point that you made about him just really being set up. Cellino just basically set him up and was looking for any type of manager that he couldn't get, that he could have, without having to pay so much money out. He brought him in. He's got no experience, and as far as I'm concerned, even at my level, I'm not even at that level. But he's only had experience in an academy. Academy and first team are 2 different things, and when you see it, it's so different. Because when I was at Arsenal, you know what the difference is. And when the Arsenal ladies manager was always around, you knew what she was all about. But now that she's gone, we were all trying to step up. But again, it was just one of those things where you're thinking, you've just been set up just to try and bring the players to this club. You've been told that you're going to have a bit of time, but really and truly, it's just a lot like Chelsea. It's a lot like Manchester United. It's a lot like even Liverpool. You had an influx of managers coming through, and all you've got to try and build is a philosophy. And the best teams have actually done it. As far as not all the best teams have done it, but they've had a plan over a period of time, and it's worked out in their favour.
A four-year plan. Wink.
Whether it's been a 4-year plan or whether you look at Arsene Wenger, which I still believe he needs to go, I'm not going to change my mind on that.
Well, the Wenger thing's a different issue, but the Hockaday.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my mind on that. As far as I'm concerned, when I look at it, there's been a plan, and I'm pretty sure you know this, Liam. Whenever you're going into something and you're going into a project, you need to plan it out. And if there's a plan that actually works out in your favour, because you know that there's going to be rough patches and blah blah blah. but it makes sense when it all comes together that certain things have to be sacrificed.
No, of course,
It's the
but
same-
Leeds look like they're flying by the seat of their pants. They're
No,
not really.
but Leeds have been flying since. But this is the thing: nobody's actually realised that this, and nobody's still going to realise it until they actually get it through. That this is still something that Ken Bates started, and
course,
it's still continuing from 2000 to 2002. So
Yeah,
the problems
course.
have not really changed from 2002 all the way up until now. And the only way it's going to change is if they get rid of Chilino. The only way that it's going to change is if somebody that's not Chilino or somebody that's actually going to be like another one of the managers from before Ken Bates takes it on the chin and starts talking rather than actually. And this is where communication's gone out the way for everybody. As a coach myself, I'm annoyed where he was just thrown into the deep end and got set up. He brought in Lee Sharp and Billy Sharp, sorry. And Billy Sharp only scored what 2 goals in that time.
What?
Then all of a sudden, what happens after that? If he stops, then is Chilino going to give him the money, or is he going to tell him you need to psych up your players? The problem with Moyes was the same thing that happened with all the other players, and it's like you've got no medals. What are you trying to tell me?
Well, it's one of them ones. I mean, of course, like I said, it's a case of it looked like Chilino just wanted a yes man, and that's what he got.
That's what he got.
And that's what he's just fired. So.
Well, that's what.
But
That's what.
Jamie, we got to move on. We got to move on though. So we just were, but thank you for the view that you did articulate. I said it's a case of it looked like Chilino wanted a yes man. That's what he got, and that's what he's just sacked. So, and after 6 games, it's sheer idiocy. I'm sorry, but it's sheer idiocy. There's idiocy in hiring him in the first place if you're only going to get rid of him after 6 games. There's idiocy in only letting him go for 6 games as well. So, right, it's one of them ones. That situation at least is going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. But you know what? It is one of them ones where we do have to move segments. We got a returning segment this week, one that the G-Man was actually involved in. And that segment is just a little bit off. Grassroots segment. Yeah. Grassroots. And you know what? It is. Of course, we always feature Ibis FC. And we give a shout out to the Glemnet Southern Amateur League first. At Glemnet SAL on Twitter, at Glemnet SAL, and www.southernamateurleague.co.uk. At Amateur FA as well, the Amateur Football Alliance, www.amateur-fa.com as well. You know what, yeah? It is one of them ones where Ibis Football Club at gmail.com is where you need to email if you want more information. Facebook.com/IBIS, ibis.fc, and at ibis_football on Twitter. If you want to play, Jamie Bailey had that experience last season. The G-Man has had that experience for the past couple of seasons, and I've recently had to give it up, but more on that in a minute. ibisfc.co.uk is the official website. Training is every Wednesday from 7:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. at the Battersea Park all-weather AstroTurf pitch, and match days are on Saturdays anywhere within the M25. Now, from Saturday 30th of August 2014, it was the Ibis FC Club Day, which the G-Man was a part of. Now we had a blue team versus a white team. Jack Lloyd was the captain for the blue team. Chris Dean was the captain for the white team. Duncan Murray was the vice captain for the blue team, and Joe Elvin was vice captain for the white team. So it was one of them ones where it was quite an interesting one, as the G-Man will tell you shortly. But on the blue team, so it was Jack Lloyd, Duncan Murray, Alex Burrows, Ash Billingham, Craig Wayman, Chadders, aka Dave Chadwick, Andy Matthews, Gideon Barnett, John Ewins, Jordan Mills, Namo, Gavin Henry, Chris Cairns, and and also another Chris who was someone else. I think it was Chris's mate as well. But on the white team, it was rounded out by Pat Baptista, Alex Minchell, Mark Pennycook, Tris Popel. Good to see Tristan. Good to see Tristan in there, former chairman. Also, Andy Edge, Ben Pierre, James Soy, Andrew Williams, Pete Snell, Kendall Campbell, Hancho, and Adam Pennycook as well. Now, you know what? It was one of them. Was well done to all those who made it down to the Ibis Club Day this weekend. Good to see a close and well-battled game with some promising signs. There is still plenty to work on, with fitness being key. For those who missed it, we plan on summarising what was said and what we expect from you all this season later in the week. Please watch out for another email regarding this and fees, etc., etc. The day didn't pass without a little drama, and we all wish Joe Elvin a speedy recovery after dislocating his shoulder. You know what? Joe Elvin, get well soon. Because he is actually the second person to dislocate something in an Ibis pre-season match. Because we had Andy Edge who dislocated his elbow. So it's a mad one. Saturday, 6th of September is when this season properly starts. So the Ibis 1s will be against Southgate Olympic at home, and the Ibis 2s will be against Old Stationers at home. And the 3s start the following Saturday 13th of September 2014 against Lloyd's AFC away. So, I said, man, you know the info, ibisfootballclub@gmail.com. If you want to play or you know anyone who wants to play, get them to email the club. Facebook.com/IBIS, ibis.fc, and @ibis_football on Twitter as well. G-Man, how did you find the club day on Saturday, bro?
Boring.
He's moving. He's moving.
No. No, you know what? It was. You've been there before. It's quite a good affair.
I wasn't there this year. So.
You know, it started with basically Ollie and Minch taking the the pre-season talk, dressing down everyone. What
it wasn't like Rob Lushes, was it?
It wasn't like Rob Lushes last year because of that magical word that he loves to use.
Oh, Lushes one was brilliant. Pitch Talk meets Rob Lusher. We go through that. That was one of the questions.
But it was still fun. It was still fun and funny. Ollie brought the jokes. And went through the three teams. Like Ben, I think Ben? I can't remember his name. Ben's going to be the captains of the ones.
Ollie's going to be captain of the twos, and Carl Bolton is taken over as the captain of the threes.
Helped out by Joe, who actually injured himself
as his vice captain. And you know what? The Ibis has actually gone down to 3 teams this season. Unfortunately, the 4s are on kind of a hiatus for a year because of numbers.
That's because you quit. Wow. Leave Michael's get on.
Sorry, Mike, I couldn't help that one.
I'm like, if you're gonna do that, you might as well cue up the man's theme music. I mean, goddamn. Yo, Demon, I think I need to retire away.
One joke too far.
Everyone just said in the chat, Liam, you want the rest of your you want the rest of your life, or you want a body bag?
Wow. Oh, I said he's gonna body bag you. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
He's gonna body bag you.
I will have you kneecaps.
He's gonna body bag you. He said he's gonna scrap you, punch you in the face, then gonna blast you. Woo!
The G-Man will be signed by Universal Music Group.
Yeah.
24 hours.
UMG.
Oh. G-Man music. Oh. The pitch talk music. Pitch talk music.
With those pitch talk.
Cheese, lettuce, tomatoes. Right in the back of my Maybach, eating a turkey burger. Eat with me or eat away from me. Da, 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 da. G-Man, Jesse. That was Mr. Q. Yeah. Oh, man, but it's one of them ones, man. It's terrible.
And if I take you back to the piece of the
But you know what? We
Same
are
guy
going to
said.
pause that particular track because it is actually time. We're in the home straight. We're legitimately in the home straight of the show, so we are going to switch to.
Funny.
And funny moments.
You know, I love it. I actually love it. There are some really funny ones. G-Man, quick question: have we got anything on the socials at the moment? Has it been all quiet on the wheel, if you will?
By the way, that's a tremendous book for anyone that's read it.
I've never read it.
Very,
I just thought I'd make the reference.
very, very, very good book. If you haven't read it, recommend reading it. One of the best war books of all time.
Well, there's something small by Big T around here, and I know my answer to this one, but he goes, pitch talk. Are we going to the G-Man and apparently Rich do an ALS Ice Bucket Challenge?
No. No, you. Yeah.
Wait. I just want to say, everybody, thank you to Yusuf Sali, Mike Harneman for nominating me in the Ice Bucket Challenge. I am going to nominate Jazzy Fizzle and LJA to do the Ice Bucket Challenge. And now, hey! Oh, it's cool! Oh, it's cool! Now, everyone, donate money. Donate. 'Cause that's the most important thing. Wow.
Oh my god. That is tremendous. That is absolutely true. I'm sorry. That is absolutely tremendous. Oh my god. Oh, G-Man, thank you.
Well, I've done it.
No. Oh, let's go into the fun. Let's go into the funny stuff because best tweet says Fernando Torres leaves Chelsea to join AC Milan on 2-year loan. Breaking from @SportHumor on Twitter. Breaking: Fernando Torres transfer to AC Milan has been delayed after he missed his flight. That's terrible. This is more of a picture, but that little kid. Fernando Torres has left Chelsea from @JustFootball, FUTBAL, BALL. Hey, Gav, Jesse, look at Reaction to Fernando Torres leaving Chelsea. It's a liberty. There's another one at Footy Humour. Fernando Torres is leaving. Chelsea fans right now. And there's a meme that says, "It's over. It's finally over," with Frodo Baggins in the background. Wow. That is liberties. That is such liberties. At BBC Sport, breaking: Fernando Torres completes his move to AC Milan for 12.5 million, and they've got a picture of Chelsea fans celebrating and hugging each other. That is so liberties. That is so cruel. What's it? There's another one. At George and Patrick, a top goal scorer, £50 million. His salary, 175,000 a week. That feeling when you finally dump him, and it's got Abramovich like that, priceless. So liberties. Hash Torres. At Omar_Nasser. Torres CFC career and stats: appearances 172, goals 45, goals to game ratio 3.8, cost per goal £1.1 million. All you can say to Torres is
-5 stars
for his Chelsea career.
Fair enough.
That's all I can say. At Who Scored on Twitter said, Fernando Torres, since joining Chelsea, Torres had the worst conversion rate, 9.2%, of any of the 42 players to score 20 plus goals in that time. Mockage. And at Rashika CFC on Twitter, Chelsea fans giving farewell to Torres. And it's literally just a bunch of people with Torres with a crash helmet throwing him. At Miguel Delaney, Torres CFC career does throw up debate about contribution to medals. Would he trade his CL medal for a more productive time elsewhere? We've discussed that on numerous occasions. At Jason Burt, at J Burt Telegraph has said, Torres transfer to AC Milan ends one of the sorriest moves in English football history, in more ways than one. That is such a liberty. Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. You know what? Yeah, we've got a couple of funny texts in from Big T. Breaking news: Man City are in the process of signing Rolf Harris and Chris Evans as strikers for this season, because if they ever go a goal down, they want people who know how to come from behind. Oh God, Big T, no! That's terrible. That's terrible. Oh my God. Arsenal getting Danny Welbeck is the equivalent of giving an old man who needs heart surgery 36 as fake prayer. Looks good, but not necessary. Big T is cruel. Big T is cruel. I got another one. What the Cliff Richard and a bird flying over Old Trafford have in common? They both leave a white deposit in a young mouth. Big T, you the man, son. You gotta throw them T's up, cause you the man, son. Absolutely. You the man.
Keep champion of the world. Of being a Robin.
So terrible.
Oh my God.
I've got one.
Go ahead.
So there's a picture, yeah, Arsene Wenger's financial advisor, and it's got Terry Crews, who played Chris Rock's dad.
Everybody hates Chris. No.
And you got, if you know about Everybody Hates Chris, you know Chris Rock's dad is a total tight case.
Julius, that is Libby's. That's 67. That's 67 cents worth of milk you're throwing down the street.
But I've got
Robert testing. Put some water in. Mo testing. No, that's cool. You got another one?
Yeah, I've got another one. Going back to rap, I've got the Ozil rap. And it's got a picture of Ozil in the booth with Mike in front of him, and it says, "At Real, I was a hot beep. Now I'm playing weekly with some flop beep. Yaya can't test the keeper. Not one shot beep. The beep is the N-word, by the way. Went from Benzema to Sanogo, 17 games, and that beep scored no goals. Wenger gassed me up talking about a beep vision. How can I deliver when I'm out of my position?" I wish I could say it with the beeps. I wish I could say it with the beeps.
That is such a limit. Jamie Carragher fires out funny responses on Twitter. I love this. It's fair to say former Liverpool defender Jamie Carragher has taken to Twitter in the short time he's been on it. The former Red, who is now a pundit for Sky Sports, only joined the social networking site a few months ago, but he's proved to be a natural for firing out funny replies to probing questions from other users. Carragher, on August 28, 2014, was asked to tell a joke. His response, here we go. So, at UNMCFC said, at Carragher23, "Hi Jamie mate, tell me a joke." To which Carragher replied, "Man United?" In the question.
Wow. Wow.
That's a liberty. Shortly after, there was this. At SAMMLAWRI, Sam Laurie, at Carragher23, "If you were to be any person in the world, who would it be?" Answer, Gary Neville. Followed by, at Matt Abbott _ actually said, "But no one grows up wanting to be a Gary Neville." To which Carragher said, "Phil did."
Oh, no.
Carragher smacked it. I've always looked up to Carragher as a player, but he smacked it.
You know what? I have to say this. As a player, I thought he was all right. Because he played for Liverpool,
He's a fantastic player.
he's a bit meh. But as a pundit, yeah, he has grown leaps and bounds. Some of the banter, right, between him and Gary Neville, whereas nobody grows up wanting to be a Gary Neville. You're either a failed winger or a failed centre back to be a foot. I was like, nah, you know what? Nah, I didn't like you before, but now you're warming on me. You know what he is to me? Alan Hansen.
Yeah.
In that he's a former
except not a crotchety old man.
In that he's a former Liverpool defender, has turned into a very, very good pundit that actually I will listen to.
No, I'll agree with you. And finally, Carragher was asked for a bit of dating advice. At Ewan Walker 111 said, "Hi Jamie, what's the best chat up line? You know, hi, I'm mates with Gary Neville." Carragher. Oh my god. Oh, I picked the right person to base my game on. Oh, that's tremendous. That is tremendous. You know what? Yeah, Twitter went into meltdown actually, with Aston Villa bidding £8 million for Tom Cleverley, whilst Bayern Munich were on the brink of the Alonso deal. It was rumored for $5 million at that point, but what's it? At Johnny Murphy 23 on Twitter, put this in relation, cleverly costing. Was it cleverly costing more than Alonso? And you heard
no, this is a travesty. You're lying. No, this is a travesty. You're lying.
In relation to cleverly costing more than Alonso. That's such a liberty.
No, this is a travesty. You're lying.
Using that from Sturridge, that is quality. That is so liberty. That is.
No, this is a travesty. You're lying.
And I like it. You just letting that go or repeat.
It's all that at Man United World. Alonso $5 million, Cleverly $8 million, Woodward. That's a liberty. Just arms stretched out. That is so liberties. At the Football Jester, breaking: Aston Villa agree $8 million fee with Man United for Tom Cleverly. Apparently, Man United will pay it in installments. Liberties, we'll pay you to take it. What's it? Oh, this is liberties. Jesse, you'll like this one with the American rule. What's it? Clever at Tom Franks 9 on Twitter. Cleverly leaving United. That's such a liberty. That's a liberty.
That is very funny.
That's a liberty.
That is
oh
very
my god. At Football Funnies said Aston Villa have made an £8 million bid for Tom Cleverley. Paul Lambert will now undergo a medical to find out what is wrong with his head. Oh no. At Footy Laughs. This is one of my favourites. At Footy Laughs. And it's with the Kermit meme. At Footy Laughs said Aston Villa pay $8 million for Tom Cleverley. Bayern Munich pay $5 million for Xabi Alonso. But that's none of my business. With Kermit sipping the Lipton. That's a liberty. Oh. At _Neil94, Ed Woodward leaving with the Cleverley money after they said they pay $8 million. Running like Forrest Gump. That's a liberty. Oh. At Richard Obigwu. At Richard _Obigwu. At Ekanem says he's leaving, guys. Tom Cleverley is finally leaving. God is good. And they've attached this video from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's such a liberty. That's a liberty. Oh. At J Dixon 99. This is a pretty clever one. Xabi Alonso to Bayern Munich, $5 million. Tom Cleverley to Aston Villa for $8 million. Just let that sink in. And he's got a picture of a sink waiting outside the door. I like that. That's clever. That's clever. I love it. That's funny. Such a liberty. Oh, such a liberty. Such a liberty. Oh my god. You know what? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it is time. It is time. And the transfer window has actually just closed a couple of minutes ago. So it is closed. Fabio Borini did not go to QPR. They couldn't agree terms. And Tom Cleverley will be staying at Man United, ironically. And Jesse was just like shaking his head as if to say,
I don't know what the hell's going on here. Wait a minute. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Hey, you know what, yeah? Jesse G-Man, definitely. Player of the week. Yeah, slimmer version, definitely. But, you know what? It is one of them ones. We are in the home straight of the show. So, you know what? It is time. It's time, baby, for us to move and groove. We need to pause that particular track. Wow, 816,750,000 has been spent in this transfer window. Most of it by Man United. Yeah, most of it, and that's not telling tales out of school. That's true. Man United, then Liverpool, then I think it was Man City. I think it was. So then Chelsea, then I think it was Arsenal, then Chelsea, or Chelsea, then Arsenal. One of them. But you know what? It's time, baby. It's time for us to move on into the final segment of the show, which this week will be.
What's up with that?
What's up with that? Gonna round out the show with that. Let's go into what's up with that, and you know what? Yeah, that's pretty good. I quite like that. Spoil Sports and Puma designed special Easy Zip Arsenal jacket for Arsene Wenger from 30th of August 2014. After yonks under Nike's tyrannical, ill-fastened reign, Arsenal switched to having Puma provide all of their kit covers for the start of the 2014-15 season. And sadly for fans of watching extraordinarily learned gentlemen struggle with incredibly basic mechanisms, it seems like they may have sought to make the infamous Arsene Wenger zip woes a thing of the past. Presumably with Wenger in mind, Puma have completely redesigned the bench coats to be worn by club staff during the chilly months at the Emirates. Available for a mere £110 at the club's official store. G-Man, I know you'll probably put in a purchase for. The Puma jacket also features an easy zip system, complete with simple, hands-on instructions, which actually says, pull me on the zip. Those are the simple instructions. No, if you don't know how to use a zip. You know what, yeah. Another funny one. Actually, we're going to come back to that one. Man United accepts bid for Will Keane? Fans duped by cheeky Twitter user. This was from September 1st, 2014. Fans were duped on Twitter by a cheeky fan as he jokingly revealed that Man United had a £3.75 million bid from Queen's Park Rangers for the services of Will Keane. The rumour isn't true, though. Rumour isn't true by default because it's a rumour. It's a typical deadline day rumour. A fan making up a story which somehow ends up turning into a proper rumour. Proper and rumour is an oxymoron, but anyway. Keane has impressed with United reserves in recent years and was recently rewarded with a new deal. However, he seems surplus to requirements, and Louis van Gaal has decided to cash in on the youngster. Keane made one substitute appearance in pre-season facing Roma, but spoke of his delight about being involved in this with the side in their pre-season tour of America. At David Prattintire, I like that. At Dave McIntyre, REWLS. At Dave McIntyre rules, I like that. Breaking: Man United accept 3.75 million bid from QPR for Will Keane, 4-year deal, players medical imminent. The strike is what it was. I love that. The striker's been with Man United since the age of 11. Has spent loan spells with Wigan and QPR in recent years. But you know what? Yeah. Classic deadline day. People getting duped by false reports, which is why we don't deal with rumours here. Because the parasitic media and quite a few of these moronic ITK accounts on Twitter love to spread rumours with no facts. And a lot of people believe them and don't check the facts. All I can say to anyone who believed that rumour before doing any sort of research, you deserve
-5 stars.
That's simple. Anyway, you know what? Funniest story of the week though has to be the In-Betweeners Jay after Palace job for Wednesday 27th of August 2014. This was literally a day before Warnock was appointed. And you know what, yeah? James Buckley has applied for the position at that time of Crystal Palace manager on behalf of his In-Betweeners alter ego Jay Cartwright. I love this. The actor mocked up a smooth CV for Jay and sent it in after the departure of Tony Pulis. He tweeted the football club's chairman Steve Parish, "Here's my CPFC application at CEO Fortag. Something for you to look over." The CV showed Jay was as good at his rate and his job experience as his exploits with the ladies, as he claims to have been the manager of Man United and West Ham. Wait, the G-Man took over at Man United at one point. He also boasted that he spent a year in a balloon with Richard Branson learning about making money and listed one of his skills as can drink more than 10 pints of cider and still drive a car safely. He said once he started a business called J and Rio. Oh my God. PU double patrol car with stereos and with Rio Ferdinand that the footballer eventually bought him out as he was sleeping with all the secretaries. Steve replied and jokingly tweeted Rio about their smooth business. At James Buckley, excellent CV. Working with Rio on the stereo business is key. Ability to manage big players. At Rio 35 is a true hero. I like that. See, I like that sort of story. The kind of jokey story. No one gets hurt. It's not parasitic in any way. I like that. I think that's it. I love it. The patrol car is just tremendous. That is absolutely tremendous. Oh, but you know what? Yeah. It is one of them ones. Arsenal agreeing a deal in principle with Danny Welbeck. It's going to be funny next week on the show. Like I said. But you know what? Yeah. It is one of them ones where it is time for us to vacate the place with a haste. So we must give the people a bit of a wave. G-Man, you want to give them a wave? Because it's one of them ones. He gets confessed. I love it. We are the nation. The Pitch Talk Nation. We are the Pitch. We are Pitch Talk coming live and in color. Don't disrespect the Bum Rush your mother. Join the revolution every Monday night. It's always showtime from 8 p.m. Nation, the Pitch Talk Nation. If anyone gets that OWR, where's D'Lo Brown when you need him? But you know what? It's time for us to vacate the place with a haste or with the live bird upon my chest. we say see you guys next week. You know what? It's time.
Hi, I'm John sitting here with Gavin, Liam and Jill on Pitch Talk.
The football talk show that holds back nothing on opinions.
Hello, I'm Rod Perez, Christian 42.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan.
Samir Sawney, co-founder and co-director of Motivate Sports and Fitness.
And you're listening to Pitch Talk.
The only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
You never know. You won't
but I promise you'll know, cause this pitch talk, well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, straight shooting LJ, the G-Man and Jesse Fizzle proudly bring to you the football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions, because the pitch is where we eat. The pitch
is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
Woo! On this transfer deadline day, we've had a lot of fun. We've been through transfers. The grassroots segment made its triumphant return, and we also went through funny quotes, tweets, and moments, and also what's up with that too, and results and analysis. We crowbarred a lot in, and the fact of the matter is, we gotta go. But pitch-talk.com is the official website. Catch up with everything Pitch Talk on our official website, facebook.com/Pitch Talk. Become a fan, become a friend, become a member of the group. Join the footballing revolution. We are working so hard to create. myspace.com/Pitch Talk, pitchtalk.blogspot.com or .co.uk to see the blogs from yours truly, Straight Shooting LJ, the G-Man, Jesse Fizzle, and many, many more. Also, Also, youtube.com/Pitch Talk for all of the videos, including our live shows, live streamed every week on YouTube. The Pitch Talk Meet Series, the Pitch Talk at the Cup Final Series, and the Pitch Talk on the Road Series, and much, much more, including Push Points, Rants of the Week, and more too. You know what? Also, Skype, Pitch Talk 1. Join the call. Join Russ Vernon, Tom Wood, Mike Harneman. Join Wayne Schumann. Kieran Riley, Jamie Bailey, of course, Jamie Two-Man Bailey, and many, many more. He hates when I say that, but it has to be said. You know what? Also, 07535804466 is the mobile number. Call us, text us, let us know your views, just like Big T actually did. Thank you, Big T. We throw the T's up all the time, baby. But it's one lemons. We have to vacate the place with a haste. Remember, Pitch Talk Live on Google Plus. Find us as well. You know, we got to vacate the place with a haste. It's time for us to say about Man United season so far.
-5 stars.
And about Leeds and Chelino and the Hockaday sacking.
-5 stars.
Hey, it's one lemons. But it's all fun. We've enjoyed it.
It's all banks, isn't it? Banks.
Yeah, damn, I hate that word. I really do hate that word. But you know what? I have been Straight Shooting LJA.
As always, I've been Jesse Fizzle. And of course, that guy over there that's out of shot is the G-Man. Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, people. Good night.
Wait a minute.